is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Mythic Showdown Season 1. Welcome back, in fact, because we're going to be diving straight back into the Swiss stages, and this is the round 4, and we're going to be seeing, this is the 1-1 bracket, if I'm not wrong, or if I'm mistaken, do correct me, because of course, I'm going to be joined by two really great talents. I am myself, Ray, I'm your host for tonight, and I'm joined by Shinryu and Mikey on to the casting desk. And Mikey, this is the 1-1 bracket, right, or am I mistaken?
No, we are in the 1-1 bracket right now, and yeah, we're going to be seeing some intense matches for sure. It's going to be Maaf versus Anarchy at first, and
Yes.
afterwards we're going to be seeing IGN versus uh, AMG, and let's see what they're going to do. It's a best of 3 today as well, and yeah,
Yes.
yesterday's matches was quite intense for sure, but let's see if we can see something different today. I am really eager to see new drafts, Ray, and we are not seeing that much differences yet. What do you think, Shinryu?
Gentlemen, I think despite the new patch coming in, we are seeing some changes. But again, like you mentioned, the draft is still stagnant, right? We are still following the old meta some way or the other. But again, these teams, they are reforming, they're getting new players into them, and some of the teams are actually rising to a very great extent. So I feel there might be some new strategies, new strats coming in for sure. But Ray, what do you think? Will we see some new heroes popping up today?
Honestly, Maaf and Anarchy, both of these teams are good in the sense that they're kind of chaotic. So there's a chance we could see something new. But it is kind of true that in India subcontinent right now, we're not exactly seeing something new coming in, especially because a lot of people are still hanging on to their old comfort picks, just like I'm hanging on to my wife, despite the fact that many people think she's fallen off the meta. No, she is still strong. Like, you can change anything, but you can't change Yushin. She's perfect. But yeah, jokes aside, I think I would love to see a Nolan or a Yushin coming in here. But I think Yushin has already been popping off lately. So there's a chance we would see something entirely different. But one thing I can assure you, we're definitely going to be seeing the Granger ban or pick, Mikey.
That is a possibility. I think they will go for. I have 4 heroes in mind that might get picked or banned: Joy, Hayabusa, Matilda, and Rafaela. But besides that, they can go wild with their choices. There are picks that they can, there are picks that they are comfortable with. There are picks that are pretty good in the current patch, so they can go experimental or they can go with their comfort. And let's see what they do.
And Shinryu?
And knowing the team Anarchy from a long while, because some of the members are people I've been playing with, okay, back in the days. So I do know, Bid still likes to stick to his comfort picks, and the new addition of Johan into the team, I feel, they might want to experiment with the jungle, and he does have a very good hero pool as well. The Joy, for sure, might be a target ban as well from the side of Maaf, and I feel some of the bans which we might still see in the banning section would be the Baxia for sure. The Baxia is still pretty strong. Sorry for my accent, but again, the Baxia is still one of the heroes which I feel is still so flexible, despite getting all the adjustments, still strong in the current meta. And yeah, why not we don't see those EXP lane meta that has been shifting for quite a while, the Lapu Lapu into the mix along with the Uranus as well, right? So these heroes still so strong, Ray. I feel, the game if won is something definitely is going to be the EXP lane, which they want to prio for sure.
I think, yeah, especially considering the fact that we have received multiple adjustments to the EXP lane. And EXP lane heroes, we're kind of going back again to the EXP lane meta. Sanford and Edward must be like definitely jumping in their chairs right now because they would be
Mhm.
happy. And obviously, all the EXP mains as well in India, like NT and everyone, even Romcom, yeah, because right now, Uranus. Like this guy with the sustainability that he has, the reason that he's actually on the top is that every other sustainer, you take Ruby, who's buffed by the way, very strong. She still has the weakness, needs the itemization, needs that War X to really get the healing going on. But Uranus, level 1, he already got all the heals that he needs. He can sustain at level 1 so much that he out sustains all the heroes. And right now, if I'm not wrong, Uranus actually has the highest first blood percentage because of it, especially because his passive has been giga buffed. The fact that he dishes out damage according to the amount of heal and stack he has on his passive, that's pretty nuts, isn't it, Mikey?
Yeah, absolutely. Uranus can go crazy with the continuous, region he gets. When it comes to the EXP, there are a few options that they can go for or try out, in my opinion. And we have seen Lapu Lapu and Badang getting picked. We've seen the Glue being very versatile as well. But besides
Yeah.
that, Ruby is not being used that much, in my opinion. She got a decent
Yes.
buff. The spell vamp is pretty good right now. Even Yuzong, but yeah, I think Yuzong can still be, pinned down in particular cases. But Phobius is also a particular hero that will be pretty good in AXP, but I don't know if it has been tried out after the patch.
Mhm.
It has
And
actually.
kind of has, but one more thing, Ray. Despite the EXP lane actually getting the all the spotlight and everything, sometimes the goal lane actually get undermined, and that is when the late game comes in, right? That's where they shine, and picks like the Beatrix recently, it's working really well because some of the heroes have been nerfed, and I tell you, I kid you not, there's another secret pick that has been showing up a lot. I see Stark TC playing it too. It's the Ixia, right? With the range, with the damage that it can dish out into the late game, really a game changer during those objective takes, the Lord fights. Man, one full barrage and your team can get wiped out. So I think those pocket picks as well can come really in clutch for some of these teams, and I would like to see more of them. And I believe and I feel teams like Anarchy as well as Maaf can pull those heroes off.
I think, yeah, the Ixia that kind of come out of a left-handed, but it could possibly because I haven't been seeing too many matches lately. Sorry about that, but yeah, I have seen the Phobius. He's still good, especially I've seen it in the hands of Anti recently. Yeah, not Anti, it was someone else. My bad. Basically, I saw that player like basically going ham and sustaining for a lot longer. So I think his presence in the meta, being that sandbag he is, it's still good. But of course, and of course he can jump around with the infernal pursuit, absolutely. So I think the discussion of the XP lane right now, it's pretty bombarded with, you have a lot of hot picks. You have Lapu Lapu, the Phobius, you have Uranus, you have Ruby not being that seen much, but yeah, of course she still has that CC, something that is very can change the game because that hook can be deadly. And then other than that, I think we can close the discussion of the XP lane. But yeah, you were talking about the gold lane, right? Ixia, I would love to see her, but I think, especially in India, people are huge fans of Granger, and I think because of it, the Irithal is still a popular pick because a lot of people come in. And Bruno's adjustment, though, I feel like Bruno is also coming in a little bit. But let's talk about the mid lane. Mike, especially because despite the adjustments to Kadita and Lilia, are we seeing them enough, or is it a little bit too less?
I think they are not being picked that much. That can be a reason that we are seeing them getting banned off early on. Farsa, Kadita, and in mid lane Kimi, I think these three would be the best options for the mid laners right now. Kadita, because of the recent buff she got, and Farsa because of the overall radius of feathering airstrike. And besides that, most of the time, what we're seeing in mid lanes are, I guess, Selena. We've seen her quite a lot recently, even though she got a little bit of nerf. But yeah, I think that will be changed up a little bit when players are comfortable with experimenting other heroes, because the patch is not. It's quite recent, so it takes some time to adjust with it, try out new heroes, combinations, and all. So I think sticking up with the comfort picks right now is the best option they have, because it's a tournament after all. They can't take high risks.
Shinryu.
I do have to agree. The other day actually I saw Eden pulling off this guy. What you say, the Adita, right? And it actually worked really well. And that too in a tournament where the Zetune was actually open, right? So I feel Kadita definitely has the burst right now and work well, but I think it mostly depends on the team, right? Whether they want to go for the utility or whether they want to go for the burst type of hero. But again, one of the problem with Kadita is like, she does not have the enough range like the Farsa, like the Eve, right? They can kind of outrange the uh, Kadita, but then again, Kadita is the counter to these heroes because they're pretty immobile once they use their ultimate, right? So I feel, despite lacking the range, if the player is good, the Kadita can do wonder, and we might just see some heroes right now. And hey, I see your mom and the Uranus pick can come through out here, Ray. I kid you not. It might be
Absolutely.
a ban as well.
Absolutely. They gotta ban out Zoe Hunt over here. They gotta make sure that they ban out this. What do you say? Of course, no. What is it? Why it's not Zohunt. It should be Anarchy. Sorry, a little bit of a glitch over there, but yeah, it should be Anarchy versus Maaf right now in this best of three series. Swiss stages 1-1 bracket. Basically, these teams they're still fighting in, and they gotta get the 3 pointers to join the teams LCF and Tartarus in the playoff stages. And right now we're going to be diving into the game. This is a best of three series, and after all, every game counts. And of course, you're mentioning the Uranus from your mom. It's going to be very crucial after all because I think giving it immediately, there's just no chance.
Mm-hmm.
This guy
Yep.
played Uranus before the buffs. Keeping it open after the buffs, it's a foolish move, right, Mikey?
Yeah, I guess so. But I think they should have kept it open because they got the first pick. They could have gone for it, but maybe they have other plans. They can go for other heroes. From the side of Maaf, they will go for the next ban. If they're focusing on the junglers, they can ban off. Okay, they are locking on to the EXP. I think they predicted that since they banned out the Uranus, there's a high possibility of the Lapu Lapu getting picked. That's why they banned it off, and I think that's a decent thing to do. Shinryu.
Yeah, I feel both the EXP, like we have been talking about, right, have been performing so well. So I think teams like which have a really good EXP lane players would not want to just give it up for free. And I feel the Uranus is definitely a target ban, but I think that is not all they need to ban in this game because there are a lot of heroes that they should be getting rid of, like the Matilda, like we have talked about, Mikey. But so far it is still open, and I feel the recent adjustment onto the Raphaelite is still a target ban for a lot of teams. But hey, the Baxia Ray still being banned, like I was saying, this hero still performs well.
Yeah, because a little bit of a damage reduction, reduction being reduced, and the anti-heal being reduced by 10%. It's not exactly something that can be moved him out of the meta. He's not being that picked much into the Southeast Asian places, but he's still being a priority over here because people don't want the healers to come into the place, right? The Estes, the Rafaela, the Florin, they still cause havoc if they're picked. So making sure that, if you're going to pick a healer, you got to take out the Baksha. And if you're not betting it out, it's most likely going to get picked because overall, having free anti-heal, having free dominance ice right in the early of the game, it's basically a free item slot, isn't it? It's really good. Overall, they're going for a slow ban so far, but I'm looking for a forward to the first pick, especially considering the fact that the Lapu Lapu has gotten banned out, as well as the Kimi, Baksha, Uranus, all the possible chances. So are we going to be seeing a Granger first pick, or I don't think it's going to be a Farsa? What do you predict would be the first pick, Mikey?
I think they can lock onto the Hayabusa if they want to. They can
Yeah.
go with that.
Mhm.
But if they want to go for other roles, then for the support, Matilda and never mind. She got banned out right now. Matilda and Rafaela still open. So if they want to go for that, they can lock onto it. So there are a lot of opportunities right now because they can go for any role they want, but it depends which particular role they prioritize the most and which they can lock onto. The EXP already lost two of their most, I'd say the most buffed up heroes right now, like Uranus and Lapu Lapu. They can go quite aggressive now, but we won't be seeing them in this round. Chinru.
Yeah, like you said, the EXP is still strong, so the bans are pretty necessary. But again, I think they should not leave out the Farsa pick or even the gold lane. Some of the picks I would want to say, but the Badang ban still a good flex to have for the first pick. So they want to deny that out here, and I feel a team Anarchy they can still go for a good hero. Maybe the Phobius as well can be a good choice because given the fact most of the heroes are banned, the strong picks like you mentioned, but hey, there's a lot of options on the table that they can go for. So I'm still, thinking what they can actually go for out here. Maybe a first.
I feel like it
Infra.
Harris?
should be Hayabusa.
Mm,
No,
Okay,
it's
great.
gonna be the
okay.
Granger. I've been
Okay.
telling it from the first minute, isn't it, right, Shinryu? I've been saying Granger, Granger,
Uh,
Granger. India loves its Granger, bro. I am telling you, like people love this guy. To be fair, maniacs after maniacs, sky piercer stack, snowballing, all the shredding you can do. I don't blame Indian teams for basically sticking to this guy for so much. But over here,
oh,
Maaf coming in. Julie is
hey.
gonna be taking the jungle onto the Yushin Shin, loving it. And of course, the Farsa is also going to be coming in, giving out the range and everything. So overall, they have two really solid picks, but still, there's a lot of more options available into the arena because we still have the Hayabusa open, a good option to go for against the Yushin Shin to match the farming speed. But I'm really looking forward to the flex picks over here into the EXP lane. Phobius is going to get picked over here, or we're
And
going to see the Zushin. What do you think, Mikey?
I think from the side of Anarchy, they will go for the jungler right now and focus on any heroes that are bulky but also able to, farm up quickly. As we were talking about Hayabusa, that can be option. Very controversial pick. Freya can be picked, I
ooh,
guess, but I don't think
I'm
they're
not.
gonna go that. Alot and Khalid, both of them got picked out. Alot is pretty good. Khalid is pretty decent as well. Khalid most probably being the roamer of the team, and Alot in the EXP. And for the side of Maaf, right now they can lock onto the marksman, I believe. Otherwise, from the side of Anarchy, they'll be banning them out in the next banning phase. Chindu.
yeah. I feel they should not rush in the marksman yet a little bit because there's a lot of option for the mages which can actually counter out the marksman pick right now, right? You can still pick the marksman in the second phase. Like you can see, they got in for the Phobias because they have a lot of dash team Anarchy. They want to go in for the dive with the final slash from this Arlot. So there is the Khalid for sure to actually go in for the flank onto the Farsa and to the back line, right? Once the Farsa ults, there is gonna be the ultimate coming in from this Khalid. So it's gonna be a problematic situation given the fact it is played well. I feel in terms of range out here, Ray, it is pretty much equal. The Farsa versus the Grandeur, pretty much good range. I think they need a little bit more burst for the early game. That might do things really well, and I think the Hayabusa is still a good option out here.
Yeah, and it has a chance of being possibly getting banned out over here. And we were discussing obviously the mage. Oh yeah, just like we predicted, the Hayabusa not going to be seeing the Land of Dawn. I feel like they should have prioritized it over the Khalid. I don't get it. Like, did Khalid get adjusted? I'll have to check the patch notes again because I feel like he is not adjusted at all to be getting picked up. But picked off over here has a picking off idea to pick off the Farsa with the Khalid. So respect to him, and we'll see how good this Desert Man works out in the game. But overall, of course, I understand the Khadita ban because, of course, Mikey, we were discussing it, right? And it is very possible that Bid could pick up to make sure that over here, the side of PD will easily get taken down, right? It makes sense. Sorry, Senju is the mid laner. Will get easily taken down by the Khadita, so it makes sense. Is that the Paquito ban? Okay, lot of unconventional picks and bans we're going to be seeing here, Mikey. What do you think of the Khalid, though? I feel like that came out of a little bit of a left hand.
Yeah, I think if they wanted to go for a bulky, fighter roamer, then they could have gone for the Kalia, because that
Yeah,
would have been a better utility than Khalid. He's a front laner for sure. He can deal some damage, but I believe Kalia would have given up the crowd control they needed. And from the side of Maaf, they do have some utilities. And right now we can see that they went for the Gacha, and I believe the AOG is going to be a very good initiator in the team fights. Just imagine AOG coming in with the Infernal Pursuit along with the Feathering Airstrike. What
yes,
kind of radius they'll be able to cover up in this fight, Shinryu?
absolutely.
And I feel that's a really good window for them to actually go in for, right? And the side of Anarchy, they actually want to clump up together with the final slash as well as the Arlot's Raging Sandstorm. They need to go in, right? And once they're going in, there's gonna be the Phobias to just annoy the heck out of them. And here comes the AOG at that point. I think it's gonna be really a game changing skill, but at this point, I feel it's all about the timing, right, Ray? Because if they do not make the timings correct, it's gonna be really problematic. And I see a man really happy on the caster deck right now. And guess who it is?
It's my wife over here, but I kind of feel a little bit conflicted because I'm not supportive of the Joy and I'm not supportive of the Khalid. Khalid could have been a good pick if it was last. They had Hayabusa open, they did not commit it to it, despite the fact that there's already Arlot on their side, so dashing is not an issue. There's already Phobius being picked, so it's not like Phobius will get picked after you pick up the Hayabusa. So I feel like they could have picked up the Hayabusa for themselves, and they could have easily eliminated the Farsa out of the equation. So I don't really get why they did not go for a Haya, which was gonna get banned out immediately anyways. So the Khalid is bothering a little bit. The Joy as well, because she cannot cover that much distance regularly, and there's a Phobias which basically counters her. So the Anarchy's draft is a little bit hiccups everywhere, but Bid, you're perfectly fine. You picked up my wife, so I give you the plus sign. But hopefully Anarchy can figure out something on their end, and I do think they have a decent amount of draft, but the execution at the end of the day is what really would matter the most. After all, Maaf is looking beefier, has much better combination and synergy with their heroes range, and they also got the Moscow. But over here the game is starting, and Mikey and Shinryu take it over from here.
Thanks,
Well,
man.
well, well.
Mhm.
The draft
game
seems
being to you,
amazing,
Mikey.
but yeah, I am quite. I am not sure what the Khalid can do in this one, but if he can be a good initiator, I think Anarchy will have, overall good fights. But beside that, all of their heroes were pretty good picks. The Joy can be a good damage dealer for sure, but he will lack durability. In the mid lane, we can see that already a lot of damage being put on Shenzhou. Just flying away from that, but we can see that PD is being taking up quite of damage, and we can see that Zushin is just bullying him right now with the continuous stomping. Shinryu.
Yeah, I mean, that is the problem. The gatekeeping from this mage is too high, right? She's so high on the zoning out with a lantern flare that it's pretty difficult to actually go in and just freely free hit those minions. But again, that is the problem they need to solve in the early game, because they need the farm. They need a lot of farm on their two members. That's going to be the YSs as well as the Moskov. So again, this time Art taking a bit of damage, but he can instantly heal it up with the quick stand guard, so it's not going to be too much of a problem. But look at the bot lane. There's a 2v1 situation, but I think your mom is going to be okay. But Bob, will you be okay? Will you be forced to use your flicker? Not yet. So they still are holding on to the resources out here, Mikey.
Absolutely, we can see that Farsa is retreating a little bit as well. The telegram is spawning in the bottom lane's river in about 15 seconds or so. And before that, we might see a fight being put up, but let's see what happens. Already, we can see that Khalid is trying to give out a bit of vision to his team, but from the side of Maaf, I believe they will try to be a bit aggressive to zone out anyone who's coming around the turtle. And I believe from the overall situation, Maaf has a better chance to get the turtle this time. But let's see what they do. Already a fight being put up. Art is taking up a bit of damage. Phobius in being a bit of aggressive, and already we can see that Zushin is being cornered out a little bit already. First blood being secured by Shin, but Shin was taken out by Art already. Johan was taken out by Gatuskacha. Art was taken by Senzu. It is a pretty good initiation, but it was a 1-for-3 trade, I believe, and already it is on the favor of Maaf, and a rotation towards the bottom lane. We can see a bit of aggression against Arlot over there, and Arlot was taken out by Phobius.
Yeah, man, team Maaf definitely having the early game towards their side, but the turtles still not being taken. They lost their jungle in the process, so there was no one to actually give the damage. But again, both the teams are back at it. As you can see, there is gonna be the displacement coming in, but also Phobius going in. This time, ISS will be able to actually get the turtle towards the side of his team, and Maaf definitely in charge of the goal as well as the objective control, and they are also leading in terms of kills. You can see Phobius in a bad spot, might be too deep than he actually anticipated, and there's going to be 3 members jumping on him, and your mom will be falling shortly, and that's the second kill going to the side of Team Anarchy. So they're actually trying to get back the goal they lost in the last fight, so there's a long way to climb, but again, they need farm onto their heroes. They need to get the targets properly prior. But again, on the mid lane, the Fars are forced to use the wings, spy wings, just to get out of the harm's way. But they're more focused on farming out here, Mikey, than fighting. So Maaf definitely playing their cards well.
I believe so. Already we can see a bit of an engage might being put up towards the top lane's river, bit being aggressive over there. And yeah, right now the overall situation I believe is kind of an equalizing situation, but we're not sure what's going to happen yet because the overall difference that is presence, it can be neutralized at any point. A bit of an engage being put up against Galtkacha, but he retreated from that, and things are going quite passive right now. A bit of an engage might put up in the bottom lane against Arlot again, but I believe since he got taken down once, he might not get that aggressive again. What do you think, Shinjo?
Yeah, I think he just should be playing a bit safely, wait for his team to rotate and then take a fight. But again, why is this going in deep between two people? Might be a suicidal move, I was gonna say, and it does ended up him costing his life. So that is not what you want to see or YS is doing in the early game. But again, Moscow this time chunk low, forced to use the flicker just to survive, and two of their main damage dealer are just being pushed back. Not really given much free farm, so that can be a problem into the mid to late game for the side of Maaf. They need to keep their farm up. They need to get control of their resources as well as the jungle. And right now the second turtle is already up, and both the teams are trying to gain control out here. But I think side of the Maaf jungler is still a bit behind, still far away to take this. But again, your mom taking a lot of damage, forced to flicker this time. There is the feather airstrike dropping the bombardment, but again there is the cancellation coming in. But look at the backline, there is the AOG double kill on to the child, and he's looking for a third and almost getting that last hill, but Bid will also be getting taken down. And right now onto the mix is gonna be your mom in a 4v1 situation, because that's actually 3v1 situation, but still falling nevertheless. But this time definitely winning in all fronts, Mikey.
Absolutely, this particular fight gave them an advantage to take out two turrets, the top lane's tier 3 and the mid lane's tier 3, and even though they weren't able to completely take the mid lane's tier 3, they were do intense amount of damage on it, so the next push will take it down for sure. The turtle is still available in the bottom lane's river, and let's see who actually initiates for this one. Right now the kill score is on the advantage of Maaf. They have secured 8, whereas Anarchy has got 4 kills. And when it comes to the gold advantage, it's still on the side of Maaf. They have about 1000 gold lead, which is a decent amount when it is just 6 minutes on the mark, and already a bit of an engage on PD, but he's quite bulky and he will survive for sure. But we can see a rotation from both of the teams. They are locking onto the turtle, but we're not sure if they are actually committing to it or just baiting it out. Initiation from Phobius over there. AOG coming in. A lot of engage from Provius, but he's taking up a lot of damage. Crisis took out Phobius over there. Johan was taken out by YSS. Beelzebub is trying to retreat a little bit. For the near strike being used out. Double kill for the Yisan Shin. Turtle is still being contested over here. Arlot is going aggressive, but was taken out by Senzu. Zushin is dealing a good amount of damage, but Crisis dealing intense amount of damage. He took out the YSS as well. The turtle is for Crisis for sure.
Yeah, man, this is the time where the grandeur can actually shine. The mid to late game, he actually got the kills a lot while at it. 2 kills, and I think that's gonna give him a lot more stacks onto his item. I would love to see the items at this point, because I feel that grandeur is pretty much ahead to his counterpart. That is gonna be the Moscow. So I feel this might start problems for the side of Maaf if they are not careful enough in marking his grandeur. He can literally wipe the floor off by himself. He has the range, he has the damage, and right now all he need is a little bit of space to actually go in and dish the damage. Right now again the bot lane is being the point of contention. There's gonna be the AOG dropping in, but not really connecting a good sidestep from the grandeur, so just to bait the skills out, but the turret still stands. I feel Team Anarchy, they need to find some turrets on the map. They are really lacking the map space to play with. They lost 2 of their turrets from the top and the mid lane, and right now they need to regain the control of the map if they want to win this game. But again, the YSS push into the corner on the top lane. They want to find an engage out there. You can see Art already in a good position out here. He might go in here, Mikey.
Zohan is retreated and still surviving over there. For the air strike coming in, Art in low HP was taken out by the far side of the air strike. Voodoo will be taken out for maybe, but no, he's still surviving. Beelzebub was taken out in the process. Grinja comes in, tries to deal a bit of damage, but he did lose to his teammates right now, so it's better to retreat right moment. But in the bottom lane, If you look at Duba, he just took out the tier 2 as well. And the bottom lane, there is only the inhibited turret standing around. So it's going to be a little bit easier right now for Maaf to go for the inhibitor in the bottom lane. Another engage coming out with an airstrike with the Farsa, but we could see the Sonata coming out from Genja dealing a lot of damage. But in the process, Zushin was taken out. Another engage on Zohan, but along with the electrifying beats, he is retreating from the situation. If I say the goal lead right now, Shinjo, it's too intense for Anarchy.
Yeah, man, and actually there was another kill onto the mid lane this time. Heart actually falling, and the Lord will be also being taken down from the side of Team Maaf. And I feel, despite having the gold pretty much equal, or actually it is in the favor of Team Maaf, and actually get a lot more objectives on the map, right? Because of the range that they have onto their heroes. And also, I feel Bid, yes, he does have the control mage, the person who can actually, cancel in the dive a little bit once they're going in, but he lacks a lot of range, right? And there is the grandeur to cover it up, but I don't feel he's actually getting enough room or enough space to actually just get the window to dish in all of this damage. That is going to be the AOG zoning the members out, right? Every time he wants to go in, the AOG is dropping, and people are actually not able to just find the space they're looking for. And despite they have an R-Lot, I'm not really seeing too much of this pick. They're actually, so every time they go in, they're getting plumped up, and that's where Team Anarchy are losing their members, and they cannot take a losing fight, can they?
Yeah, and when it comes to Alot, it was a good pick, but he is facing off against Phoveus, who has a bit of advantage against heroes with dashes. So I think that's why he's being in a corner-out situation. Already we can see that from side of Anarchy, they are defending the Lord, but in the process they might lose their tier 2 in the top lane as well. We can see Art trying to read it, but most probably won't be able to. Was taken out by your mom, and already another engage on Joy, and maybe he will be taken out as well. But yeah, before that we could see Yi Sunshin was taken out in the process. Crisis is trying to deal a bit of damage, but I believe he will need some strong front laners. I don't think Khalid was enough at this moment. Shinru.
Yeah, they could have actually gotten in the Karut Kacha towards their side, right? The Karut Kacha would have been a perfect pick to even counter out the Farsa. But they let that hero go, and now they're facing problem because, yes, the Khalid is trying to cancel out the Feathered Airstrike and also be the frontliner. But there's always the cancel out, right? There is the taunt, there is the knock-up from the Phoveus to cancel a quick Sandguard, and if he cannot heal, he cannot sustain. I think Team Maaf definitely have the edge when it comes to the draft. And right now it is being shown in the game, right? Oh, there is the flicker final slash, but it misses completely, and the AOG will be dropping once again, but there is nobody home. SOD connects as well, but they're trying to go in onto bait, taking a lot of damage. There's a knock-up, there's a taunt as well. It's gonna be Art taken down, and there's a displacement onto two members, and Team Anarchy, they're kind of trying to fall back, but it's not gonna be happening because Team Maaf, they're not letting them do that. 4 members already falling, Price is all by himself. The members are pretty low, but it's gonna be a cornered out fight because he's low on HP, he needs to retreat back, but Team Maaf would definitely want to take this inhibitor down, and it's gonna be a long time before the members will be back. You can see they're already soaking in all the damage, and this base is pretty open, and Crisis is zoned out, and that's gonna be the game 1 swing in the favor of Team Maaf. Total domination, they did not give any space whatsoever here, Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. And Farsa just went in with the Feathering Airstrike and the Flicker, covered up a lot of area, dealt damage to 4 of the individuals, and was able to. And Team Maaf was able to take out all 4 of them. It was Granger who was surviving at the end, but it's not possible for a marksman to hold on to 5 of his opponents in this particular moment, right? So it was a pretty amazing push from Maaf, and they just took the advantage of it, went for the base, and just ended at that moment. And the match was just 12 minutes and 10 seconds. It was fast, and the MVP already goes to Senzu, the Farsa, with a KD of 4014. If we look at the damage a bit.
Yeah, I feel Farsa definitely dealt a lot of damage, and I would also love to hear from our host Ray if he's around here. What does he think? What went wrong? But while we wait for that, we should also, given the fact that 2 of their picks definitely did not work in this game, the Arnold as well as the Khalid, man, it was tough for them.
I'm sorry, but I literally pointed out in the draft, why a Khalid, bro? Like, because sorry for the way I'm saying, but yeah, basically, why a Khalid? It doesn't make sense in any scenario. First of all, his no recent adjustments, so basically he's not meta. You're basically picking off an off meta in the first 3 picks, which is a priority pick, which is so bad. Such a bad unorthodox decision to go for, because your first 3 picks are your priority picks, because that's how it defines your draft moving on, because that's how your opponents are going to be choking out the heroes that you're going to be picking on. You picked up a roamer, so that basically means you don't want to get choked out of your roaming position, but you picked up the hero that has not been in the meta for 2 seasons, has not been adjusted in the last 2 patch notes. Instead, they wanted to go for the priority pick. I am honestly not sure why they did that. First mistake. Second mistake was, of course, not prioritizing the Hayabusa instead of picking up the Khalid. If they wanted to go for the Khalid, fine. Even though it was a really bad pick, they could have went in for the Hayabusa. It's not like the side of Team Maaf was smelling a Khalid coming. Like, it was very left-handed even for Oscasus, right? They could have picked up the Hayabusa, prioritized it. It's not like that of course, the teammates do not play it, right? Instead, they picked up the Joy, which, in my opinion, right now, like, I'm going to be honest with you, I feel like the Joy is, like, in a really worse place in the meta right now. Picking her up, I feel like she has one of the lowest win rates right now in the patch note, as well as in this tournament, right after the patch. Before patch, A-okay. Right now, she's very underperforming, and I think teams need to move out of the comfort zone. Those 2 picks definitely kill the aggression and the possibility of going for a defensive engages. And of course, because Khalid cannot go for defensive engages, he can retreat, but can he do a defensive engage? Absolutely not. Joy is the same thing. And then I feel like the nail in the coffin would be the rest of the picks, right? The fact that they had Yushinshin, they had Farsa, they did not ban out the Farsa for some reason. Instead of the Bakshay, I think the Farsa would have been a little better if they did not want to go for the Farsa themselves, right? Other than that, I definitely think like, sometimes it's the draft, sometimes it's the execution. This time around, I was pinpointing it from the get-go, and I was proven right. Their draft was very messy in the game number 1, but hey, this is a best of 3 series, and I do have hopes for Anarchy, and I think they will make a comeback in game number 2, and we might just see a game number 3. What do you think, Mikey? Like, do you think the draft was honestly like 90% of it, or the execution was also very short? But I feel like not having a good draft affects your execution by 100%.
I will completely agree to that, because I believe the main issue over here in this particular round was the draft for the side of Anarchy. They went for the Khalid in the first pick phase, whereas they could have gone for the Hayabusa. They went for the Joy, who was pretty good in the previous patch, but right now Joy doesn't have that much potential like he did before. So I believe they could have gone for another Roma and took out the Hayabusa at first. That thing could have actually changed the tides of the match. And even though I'm not sure what the match result would have been, but I think that it would have been a little bit more. It wouldn't be that much of one-sided. From the mid game, we could see that it turned out to be one-sided one, because the overall damage output, the gold lead, all of that was for the side of Maaf. They were continuously pushing the turrets. They were piling up the gold. They were dealing intense damage, covering up a lot of area with their skills. So from the side of Anarchy, they didn't have that opportunity.
You, what do you think? Like, I definitely think it's 90% draft. Mikey agrees. What's your opinion on that?
No, something I was telling Mike in the game was the fact they could actually have gone in for the Garud Kasha themselves rather than giving it to their opponents, right? They had the chance in the second and the third slot when they picked the lead, and I feel that was such a good pick against the Farsa, against even the YSs, right? It can soak in a lot of damage and also give you a lot of frontlining required, and the Hayabusa we have been talking about through the entirety of the draft would have been definitely a better pick compared to the Joy. But again, we know that Johan's one of the comfort pick is going to be the Joy, and he still sticks to it. So I feel, if Team Anarchy wants to get back into this game, they need to change things up. They need to change shift their gears as well. Otherwise, they're actually being behind in terms of farm and also in terms of the aggression that the other team is actually putting in the match. And they are able to do those. If they are able to make those 2 adjustments, things might definitely turn out different this time around. So we need to check how they approach this draft. But again, I feel one thing they need to actually get prio is going to be the initiator of this game, because last game the Khalid was not really enough to initiate those team fights. He was getting pretty much bursted pretty easily, and every time he wanted to go in, his quick sand guard was getting cancelled out with the knockup, with the taunt. difficult, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the second game of this best of three series, Swiss stages, round 4. Both of these teams sit at 1-1 brackets right now. Let's see if the score also gets into 1-1, or Anarchy will have to go with a 1-2, as they might face a defeat and a clean sweep if they do not step up their draft this time around. And of course, we were just discussing what went wrong. Let's see what goes right this time around for at least Anarchy. And I hope they were just pulling punches. They were like, hey, we should not reveal all our cards right now, and maybe they were holding back, and we would see something better this time around, because just like we discussed, the Khalid was honestly not the best choice. Even I would even go as far as to say, like, possibly the worst choice, especially because there's a reason meta exists. Most effective strategy, guys, meta. And it is not an effective strategy to pick up Khalid right now. I do hope he gets buffed soon, and we would see some Desert Man action back again into Land of Dawn. But right now, not in the meta. So picking him up in the prior picks was definitely a bad decision. But let's see what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, make sure to comment down below hashtag Mythic Showdown with M capital and S capital, so you can participate on the giveaways. The giveaway winners will be announced after the tournament. So make sure you follow Indian Gaming Corps on Instagram, and of course, the team, the winners of this, sorry, not the winners, the two finalists of this tournament will obviously qualify for the regional tournament that's coming in. So make sure to stay updated and follow Moba 5 Esports for more updates. So Mikey, this is game number 2, and this time around we're seeing a little bit of similar draft from both ends, but the Phobius will join the banned section of Anarchy. Mathilda is left out open, but Maaf doesn't do it. What do you think of that, Mikey?
I think Anarchy will go for the Mathilda this time. If they
They have
don't,
to.
then that's gonna be, yeah. That's they have to. Otherwise, it's gonna be a bit of a problem. Already, Maaf went for the Yixan Shin. He's one of the best junglers in the current patch. And if we talk about other picks, I think Anarchy should go for the Mathilda, and they can also log on to the Hayabusa this time. And if they do that, they will have some good heroes at hand. And yeah, Mathilda would be better than Khalid at least.
Yeah, man. But you know what? I think that is 2 target bans coming in from the side of Team Anarchy towards your mom, and I think that was pretty much required, right? Both of these two heroes are very strong picks for him. And you know, something I have seen from the side of Team Maaf is that they actually go for double EXP lane, the double fighter combo. That is like, you know, they actually go for the Keto onto the gold lane with the YSS into the mid. So you remember the old days meta, right, where we used to see 2 fighters into the mix and the jungler used to be the marksman. So that is a huge possibility the side of Team Maaf can actually go for in this game. So I think in the last game the Keto ban was definitely to avoid that, and this time it can be a choice for the side of Team Maaf for sure.
But look, what's coming into the equation? It's the glue, and he has been kind of been unnoticed by the developers, and that's gonna be a little bit of a trouble, because. But at the same time, hey, the Vexana and Faramis is open, so Anarchy, they can commit to it, but they don't. Okay. They don't want a proper counteract right now, but they do commit to the Fredrin. The last time around, I remember the Fredrin was banned out, so it makes sense. But this time, I feel like Anarchy is going ham, especially considering the fact that they have really good mobility, they have really good damage, sustain. Fredrin is a full package, and Mathilda basically makes him a premium jungler. Basically, gives him the mobility that he severely lacks. And right now, I feel like Maaf will face a little bit of trouble. Mikey, what do you think?
I think since they went from the side of Anarchy, they went for the Fredrin along with the Mathilda. Fredrin will have an extensive amount of durability, and since Yusun Shin is a marksman assassin, he will have a little bit of trouble for sustaining in team fights. And also, any initiation that comes around from Maaf, let's say if if Farsa goes in with the Feathering Airstrike, or Glue goes in with the Splash Blast and all, then Mathilda can just easily retreat with her teammate with the Circling Eagle, or the Guiding Winds. Already from the banning phase, we can see that Maaf banned out the Moskov. Anarchy banned the Gazukacha. They will go for another ban. Maaf can ban off another marksman, I believe. They can ban off the Wan, but let's see what they actually bans finally. Shinju.
Yeah, I feel they actually need to go for a good mage to counter out the glue as well. Maybe the Faramis can work well. You know, it can actually even give you extra HP for the feathered airstrike too when it drops down. And I feel Bit is pretty comfortable on that hero as well. And you can see the marksman being banned. They want to, deny Crisis. A lot of heroes. But again, this time, I feel the 1-1 can definitely be an option for them to go because it's easy to unlock the weaknesses from a 1-1. But then again, the damage distribution is going to be a very vital point because the glue can pretty much split. And if you're attacking the glue while it is mounted on your teammate, you're going to give damage to your own teammates. So the crossbow of tank can be pretty much detrimental to your own draft. So they need to go for a different kind of a marksman. Maybe the Irithil is still a good option for Crisis, but yeah, you can definitely surprise us with something else. Maybe even Harrods can come into the mix. But I feel they need to go for a good mage, something that will definitely give them a good advantage. And out here they go for the Lilia. What do you think about that, Ray? Do you think that Lilia will actually work in this game?
Well, Mikey and me, we were just discussing about the mid laners right before the first game, and I am loving to see the Lilia coming into the action a little bit. Her blooms here can dish out a lot of damage, and she's one of the mages that is actually not exactly a direct counter to the Farsa, but the fact that she has double lives, it's really good, especially if she gets close to getting bursted out. She has one life to get away from it, and hey, there's also the Mathilda, and the Flask of Voices is gonna come in handy. So basically right now Anarchy has a solid proof that they're not gonna get bursted out from the hands of Team Maaf easily. They're a mid laner especially, right? But they are coming with the response of a Minotaur, so they're trying to equalize the healing game a little bit and also capitalize on that CC because they lack it severely. Glue is not exactly a CC, nor is the Farsa, so they needed someone to dish it out. So they're going for the Minotaur, but how good it's going to work out, we're going to see it later soon in the game. Last pick from the hands of Anarchy, Beelzebub. He's probably going to be picking up the goal laner, and that will decide the fate because after all, Claude, Moskov, Granger, everything is banned out. Only Irithel was left out open and picked, so I think the most sensible one is a Bruno. What do you think, Mikey?
As you were saying already, he went for it. And Bruno is pretty good because the continuous critical strike he can build up from the early on can be dominating in the early phase. And if he is backed up by his teammates from the early game, I believe he can pile up the gold. And when there is some snowballing going on, the marksmen will actually be quite dominating from the early phase. If that happens, Anarchy will have a huge advantage. But obviously, Maaf will try, to avoid any kind of situations like that.
Shinryu.
Yeah, definitely, man. I like the Bruno, but then again, it needs a lot of time to actually come online. You need a winning lane for this Bruno to actually work, right? And despite having a very fast rotation, I feel lead game damage is something that's going to be scary from the side of Team Maaf out here. Right?
Absolutely, and I think, Mikey, you got to take it over from here because we're diving into the Land of Dawn into game number 2.
Absolutely. Both teams' drafts looks quite interesting. They have the damage, they have the crowd controls, also the sustainability. So it's a matter of execution that matters right now. Maaf already won the first round, and right now it's the time for Anarchy to do a comeback to push it to the third round. But let's see if they're able to do so, or will it be a clean sweep for Maaf? Shinryu.
Yeah, man. The draft this time actually looks better than the previous game, so Anarchy definitely has a good chance to actually get a lot of control back in this game. But then again, I feel it's going to be problematic when it comes down to the range. Once again, the Farsa definitely outranges the Lilia to quite an extent. And this time we need to see if the Arlord can actually walk into the mix. It can cancel out the Feather Airstrike, but again, they need to win from the goal lane as well. The Bruno needs to come online early on, but look at the damage already out here. The balls are hurting out here, Mikey.
Yeah, the balls are hurting for sure, and at the top lane we can see that Bruno is dominating quite a bit in the bottom lane. There's a skirmish going on already. Mino is going a little bit in, but it's Lilia and Mathilda after all. Lilia from the early game can be quite intimidating because of the continuous shockwaves and the detonations of her shadow energy. And I believe she's utilizing it as much as possible. In the bottom lane's river, that will respawn in about 20 seconds or so. But before that, there's a bit of an engage over there. Beelzebub is taking up a bit of damage. Seeing the backup he got, Your Mama and Voodoo Child is trying to retreat from that situation. The next fight is going to be around the turtle for sure. Shinju.
Yeah, man. The turtle is definitely going to be a point of contention for both these teams. They need to get the control. They do not have the level 4 yet. Farsa is trying to get that level 4, whereas Lilia will get it onto the bot lane. So they're going to go for a double level 4 onto the roamer as well. So again, there is a taunt onto the Farsa, but it's going to be getting clutched in by Lilia. Farsa just got deleted out of nowhere. The damage, we do not see it, but it definitely will hurt once the Lilia actually connects his Loom with the blast as well. But again, this time PD trying to soak in a lot of damage, does not have the level 4 yet, but there's a lot of zoning out coming in with the circling eagle, and hey, Beelzebub will be taking down Voodoo Child, and that gives the perfect opportunity for the side of Team Anarchy to get this turtle and also get the objective. But you can see the glue will mount onto Beelzebub and sticking in low, but he still survives with the slashes. You can see the passive really working well, and he will be able to get down PD. Again, Farsa with the feather tail strike this time. Again, they being taken down. That's a walking, not even a walking duck, that's a sitting duck for you, with the members diving in while the Farsa ults. But again, your mom does not want to let go of Johan. Is still trying to flush onto him, but he needs to retreat to go back to the jungle and clear his lane. Again, that's a win for the side of Team Anarchy for sure this time, Mikey.
Yeah, absolutely. They are trying to build up the goal. They are snowballing right now. Let's hope that they're able to hold on to it. Because right now the goal advantage on their side, they do have the overall upper hand right now. But it all depends on the continuous engages. If they, make a bad move just once, that's gonna be a bad situation. Art got taken out by Duba, the fitting airstrike, and Irithel. I think it was a good initiation. Matilda was cornered out, unfortunately. And right now the kill score is 3/4. The gold, as I said, just look at that. Just one kill and the gold is quite equalized at that point. And Anarchy will have to snowball it. They will have to create a bit of gap before they are, committing to a fight. Otherwise, since it's a best of 3 already marked on the first round, they will have to play it safe.
Oh, again onto the middle, and you can see there is a circling eagle as well as the feather tail strike. This time, Beelzebub will be getting taken down from Voodoo Child, but Shensu into the mix does not have the flicker, so he will also be getting taken down as well. That's a 1-for-1 trade. But again, like you were mentioning, one mistake and the goal lead will definitely go to the other side, and the last kill went to the hands of Duba, and that's not somebody you want to get giving free kills to, right? Because if he comes online, the game is gonna hurt even early on than it's supposed to be. And I feel Team Maaf was definitely smart with the engage as well, Mikey, because they took the fight when they did not have the flicker and all, and that's a perfect opportunity because there is no window for escape. And with the second turtle already up, I think there is another fight already brewing to happen out here.
Already a little bit of HP left for Voodoo Child, or Minion Fury being used. Beelzebub is in low HP. Vices was taken down by Matilda. In the process, Matilda will be taken down by Duba. And Beelzebub is trying to retreat, but I think he won't be able to because he's being outnumbered over here. It's your mom who's being aggressive and trying to poke out on Beelzebub. Flicker was used up by Glue to retreat from that situation. Turtle was secured by none other than Zohan from the side of Anarchy. The gold is still on the side of Anarchy. They have the lead of about 1,000 goals, and still now we're seeing continuous engages, but we haven't seen any major effects on both of the teams. We haven't seen any turrets being pushed up or any major gaps that's being created. So still now it's quite an unpredictable situation, Shinru.
I mean, they are still trying to just go for the objective, and that's where most of the fights are, but there is no conversion into the turrets for sure. They're not even trying to invade much. They're playing it pretty safe, pretty secure. And for the side of Maaf, this is definitely a good news because their members, they need farm, they need items onto their heroes, so it's definitely working in their favor. But again, there is the slam onto Art, but he will be able to get out of the harm's way. But again, Bit trying to give a lot of damage onto the far side. He's forced to use the wings by wings, but two members fought from your mom and they are forced to flicker. Crisis will not have his flicker, but there is Beelzebub going in. Minion Fury onto Johan, but again there is a feather strike to zone the members out. Again, you can see your mom has already mounted onto Crisis. He is still trying to survive, but he's pretty much isolated. But again, onto the middle. The turret PD will this time be taken down by two members going in deep, and again your will be able to take down Crisis, but he will also be getting taken down in the process. But Duba taking advantage of all of that, along with Voodoo Child getting the turrets, man. They're really playing it safe, but again, bursted down just like that.
the damage was intense since he was taken out with Weasley, but he was taken out by the touch damage. It was Weasley who got the kill of there. And yeah, I think it was a continuous fight, but at the end the overall kill difference is still the same. They did an equal trade, I believe, and but still now if we look at the goal difference right now, it has shifted a little bit. It is in a equalized situation. The lead was on the side of Anarchy, but they weren't able to hold on to it. Let's see what they can do right now, if they can turn the tables around. Dubai is trying to retreat a bit. She did take up a bit of damage. The turtle is being contested. Let's see who gets this one. Zohan is trying to go up front, get the turtle, but already minion going in. Minion Fury being used up. Voodoo Child gets the turtle, but the air strike being used up maybe, and with that crisis was taken out by Voodoo Child. Zohan tried to get in, but the mobility of Voodoo Child is too much. He will retreat. And Bidlibab goes in, but he will go out as well. We can see your mom being aggressive, and with that he just jumped onto Zohan, but he will have to retreat. Got cornered out a little bit. We can see Mintor being melted down by Bid. In the process, your mom is trying to retreat, but he is cornered out, I believe. Let's see if he can actually retreat from that or not. Art was taken out by your mom. Pathania strike being used up. Your mom. The glue was taken out by Bizlibab. And with that being said, the overall fight is still on an equalized trade. Bizlibab goes in. The final slat missed out, but he's still surviving, but not anymore. Duba took out Bizlibab over there. If the final slat connected properly, I think there would have been a chance, but it didn't happen. Voodoo Child goes in, crisis in low HP, was taken down. The damage coming out from YSS is too intense. He just bursted down the Bruno. Before that, he also bursted down the Matilda in the mid lane.
Man, the level difference, level 9 versus level 12, that's not somebody you want to take fight against at this point. Crisis, that's the third time, if I believe, he was taken down. It's the second time, right? It's the second time actually got taken down, and you need to get online quicker because Duba is definitely doing a lot better. But again, Shenzu with the feather airstrike, Johan taking in a lot of damage. There's gonna be the Minion Fury on the two, but Voodoo Child will be getting the final hit onto Johan. Bilzebub will also be getting taken down as well, and this time Bid's damage is not really being enough. The heal from the Minotaur definitely keeping things alive for the side of Team Maaf, and that little bit of heal is definitely changing things up because I believe he does have the flux of Oasis to get that extra bit of shield, and that shielding is definitely soaking in all of the damage. But look at the turrets, they are not really standing anytime. The hunger out here is being taken left and right, and with that another second tier being taken down. The mid lane stands only for a few moments longer because I believe with this Lord, the side of Team Maaf can get a lot of advantage if they are able to secure it. But will Anarchy actually contest for this, the question, because the waves are crashing in and there is no way to actually contest for that, might be.
From the side of Maaf, they just melted down the Lord over there. I must say, just about 1 minute ago, they were on an equal situation when it came to the gold. The economy was equalized, but already there's about 4,000 goals lead for the side of Maaf. They just grasped onto it and they did a wonderful job. The overall damage output they have right now, in 10 minutes, 4,000 goals are gonna hit hard for sure. And with that lead, I believe they can push the mid lane's inhibitor for sure. At least not at least a tier 2 for the mid lane, and maybe 1 or 2 inhibitors. Let's see what they can do. The overall engage coming out from PD, he went in aggressive just to make Anarchy retreat from that situation. I must say the overall buff they have for the side of Maaf, they can go quite aggressive at this moment. Shinru.
Yeah, and feel zoning out this time again from the far side is so crucial for them to actually win out on the team fights. And your mom is definitely doing a lot of job, right? There are not many people who can burst him down, and every time he mounts on the players, they try to attack him, that they've been giving damage to their own teammates. But again, with the Lord crashing in, there's gonna be a lot of waves they need to clear. But again, Johan taking in a bit of damage, but the Lord is still being cleared up onto the top lane. They're able to hold onto their inhibitors, but the Feather Strike will make sure that they're forced to use their resources just to get out of the harms. But look at the double knock-up coming in from the Minotaur. So many members actually being onto airborne, and 3 members being busted down. The damage from Duba as well as Voodoo Child melting everyone down. They have Bid, they have Crisis, but there is no one to frontline for them, and they have to wait for another 15 to 16 seconds before their members are up. Can they defend it is the question out here, Mikey. The waves are still crashing in.
They will lose the midless inhibitor, but I'm not sure about the base. Bed was taken down. Things are not looking good. Fitting Ace Strike being used up. Crisis being melted down. The base being locked up by the side of Maaf. One push, and that's all. And they just melted down the base. With that being said, 2 consecutive wins for Maaf. In the best of 3 series, they have won the match as well, Shinju.
Absolutely. That was a clean sweep. Ray, that was such a fast game as well. What do you think, man? I was expecting a bit of a fight back, but damn, that was quick.
I think the reason is that last game they picked up the Khalid and the Joy, which were not good options, right? But they picked up the Zushin, right? Like they were trying to balance the positive with the negative. Just okay, I will stop. But yeah, jokes aside, I think what really happened over here was definitely that Yushin happened. I can tell you. But yeah, one thing is for sure that this. Oh my God! Sorry. Oh my God! I'm apologize. Sorry, Yushin, please take it over.
Yeah, man. It's okay, it's okay. But yeah, Mikey, this time the YS is definitely coming online. Unlike the last game, we saw it was having a bit of a tough time, but this time the YS is along with the Farsa. I mean, the Farsa was giving the damage and the YSS was there to clean it up. Definitely a good combo, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, absolutely. From the side of Maaf, they had good initiators. They had the Minotaur with the Minion Fury. Besides that, they had the fitting airstrike of the Farsa. The glue went in aggressive because he was really bulky, could sustain the damages coming out from Anarchy. And no matter what they put up in front of Maaf, Minotaur and glue, both of them just absorbed all of the damage. And when it comes to Yisan Shin, he had intense damage when we saw that the huge gap it was created when it comes to the levels and the gold, and Irithel was dealing an intense damage as well. They were able to use their card controls, utilities, and the damage output to just go for the base directly.
Yeah, I apologize earlier. There was a bug the size of my feet, like flying around. I don't know what thing this is. I'm very terrified right now. But sorry, I hope it went away. But overall, yeah, the match was definitely very intense, and I was honestly, I was thinking just like you guys that they had a better bit of a fighting chance, but gotta give it out to the Yushin Shin as well as, of course, the aggression that came in, and of course the Irithel. Yeah, she was a crucial factor as well, and I think that really wraps up the fact that they got the clean sweep and they will move to the 2-1 brackets. Team Maaf is doing really spectacularly well, Mikey.
Absolutely. With that being said, we'll be going for a very short break. Not a very short break though, but yeah, we'll be back again with our next match. That's going to be between IGN and Armegaddon. And yeah, and I think that match is going to be interesting for sure.
Absolutely, and we're looking forward to
Interesting
it.
is an understatement, man. Interesting is an understatement. It's gonna be another blast, right? Hey, we gotta watch it out for those two teams as well. And my friend Ray would definitely agree that why you guys need to type down hashtag Mythic Showdown. Ray, why don't you tell them?
Yeah, absolutely, because you can participate on the 10,000 diamond giveaway that's happening on every stream, and winners are chosen. 3 winners are going to be chosen, and the winners will get announced after the tournament. So yeah, make sure you wait up for it and follow Indian Gaming Corps to make sure that you, obviously, if you want it out, you want to be notified, right? And of course, the winners will qualify for the regional tournament. So make sure you follow in Moba 5v5 esports as well. So, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this was it for the first series of the Swiss stage of this evening, and we're going to be moving to the second game quite soon, and we're going to be taking a short break and making way for the next batch of casters to join you guys and be the voice of the arena to witness the match between IGN and Armegaddon, and we'll be right back in Mythic Showdown Season 1.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn. As long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy!
Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा कर देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the phoenix ascends the throne. A realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries, for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The Phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे, परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the phoenix ascends the throne. A realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे पॉपअप।
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back with another match of the Mythic Showdown Season 1. Already, we've seen the first match of the day, and that was between Maaf and Anarchy. And right now, we're waiting for the match between IGN and Armegaddon. From the casting deck, this is Mikey, your host today. Along with me is Ray and Peachy. And let's see what happens, guys. Ray, what do you have expectations with this match?
Honestly, have some high expectations because this is going to be IGN and Armageddon, right? Both of these teams are well promising, especially IGN do seem to be in the little bit of a comeback season, and Armageddon being a strong team. But hey, they are both in the 1-1 bracket, so that means they have lost the game. So maybe this is the chance to both of the teams to redeem themselves. And of course, I'm joined by this beautiful girl, Peachy, over here. So Peachy, what do you feel about these two teams?
Oh, okay. The first match being a 2-0, I want another clean sweep coming in. Both of the
Damn.
teams are really strong enough. They can pull it off. So let's see if they can or not, Mikey.
That's what we're going to be seeing. I think the drafting phase is going to be the most crucial one because in the previous match we saw what a draft can actually do, and a very vital picks there are in the current patch, and there are some picks that can actually make a blunder. But let's see what they do in this one. We're already in the drafting phase from side of Armageddon. They will go for the first ban, Ray.
And let's hope they take the advantage. And would love to see something unconventional, but not exactly something that puts them at a disadvantage. I feel like that's what Anarchy wanted to cook up, but they weren't able to do so. So I hope, at least for the side of Armageddon, they cook up something better as well. But let's see what they have in store for us, because they have a lot of options. They can keep the Lapu-Lapu open, they can keep the Matilla open, but they got to make sure that they don't commit to a marksman or a mage a little bit too early. If they want to go for mage, I think they can go for Farsa, and I feel like she's just a beast. Don't you agree, Peachy?
Definitely. Again, Farsa, even yesterday, we did not see a lot of, mage players picking it up. But this time around, IGN are really a very good contender towards picking up a Farsa or even the Zushin, though. They have been consistently playing that hero a lot lately. And maybe this time around as well, which might pick it up as the first pick.
Mm-hmm. And already we can see the Kalia and Bakshia getting banned out. Both of them are pretty good. We haven't seen the Kalia in the last couple of days. She's either haven't been picked up or got banned out. And in this one, we're seeing the same. Bakshia is still a threat, even in the current patch for sure, at least for the Spellvamp related heroes. And when it comes to the marksmen, they are not focusing on it yet. They are not focused on the gold lane yet. But do you think we'll see any of the banned out heroes, most commonly banned out heroes in this one, Ray?
I'm actually surprised to see the Kalia and Fanny, but I understand they're paying respect to respect, right? They don't wanna face a Fanny's wrath because she's still a good option, especially considering the fact that the meta has shifted a little bit. So we'll see the results pretty soon overall. But I think they also have to pay the respect for the fact that there's also the Fredrin Open, who is also a really good option, as well as the Yushin Shin, which I think both of these junglers can pull it off. So I think these things need to be put into consideration and definitely should be the priority pick. But the Kalia ban also coming out of a little bit unexpected. But it's Sojan. He loves playing up the knock-up heroes, so it's a good chance overall. But I think Peachy, we're gonna be not gonna be seeing the Uranus, and this is most likely gonna be a Lapu Lapu ban. But if it's gonna be open, I feel like Armageddon should definitely pick it up.
It should be a Lapu Lapu. Come on. You have seen him cause a wreckage around the past few days. It's just the third day coming in, and the win rate's really looking good for Lapu Lapu. So why not make it a ban? Now, Armegaddon Esports as well, they are known to pick it up, but yep, this is what I was waiting for. The Badang still left
Why?
open.
I don't think Badang is much of a threat as much as of a Lapu Lapu, though. Mikey, what do you think?
I think Badang is problematic, but not as much as Lapu Lapu right now, because the previous fight can be a good initiate. The flicker with it can actually cover up a lot of range, and Armageddon just locked onto the Lapu Lapu as Ray was predicting, because this is what's supposed to happen. If you ban the Uranus, you should, the opponent will ban out the Lapu Lapu. If that doesn't happen, then you just pick it, because these two are the best EXPs right now, in my opinion, at least.
Yeah, and I don't get it. I'm a little bit confused, conflicted. Like, why are teams like not exactly like, not moving away from your comfort is okay, because some of the comfort picks will always make you feel better, because why would you take up a hero that you might not be that sure and you are a little bit hesitant on to go for the comfort? That is a good thing. But the thing is that some meta heroes are very priority right now, and I feel like Uranus and Lapu Lapu definitely fall in that tier, and not prioritizing it is honestly a little bit baffling to me. But hey, they do get the Gatot Kacha and Farsa, which is really good options for Witch as well as Sojan. Comfort heroes especially. So I think they have two good picks for the trade-off one. So let's see how good the trade-off keeps on going. But Yushin Shin is still left out open, and so is the Hayabusa. And I'm looking forward to that, PG.
Oh, Hayabusa. Let's see. The Armageddon Esports, they are on the pick as of now. Okay, Fredrin, as Mikey mentioned and predicted, Fredrin already there, but the Matilda's not there though. I mean, Fredrin and Matilda very popular combo, but how would they tackle the taunts coming in from Zaujin? I feel like this Gatot Kacha is a wrong
Where's the
Gatot Kacha.
Rafaela? I feel
Yeah.
like a
Oh.
Rafaela. Mikey, do you think a Rafaela should have been picked up here, especially with the revive mechanic?
I think she can be utilized because she does give a bit of mobility to the team. The healing is there, and the revive is a big advantage for sure. But yeah, there are other bulky rumors out there. It depends on the strategy they have. We can see the Wan getting picked up by the side of IGN, and I think Wan is still pretty good in the current patch. She can, be a bit of a problem in the mid game to late game. Obviously, from the early game, whenever she gets to level 4, the crossbow tank can actually be quite intense, because she's immune at that point, and you can't do nothing but escape from her damages out there.
Absolutely. And I think, considering the fact that they do have a Valentina, so I think 1-1 would be a good option, because if the Valentina decides to copy the ultimate from Witch, the 1-1 can just dive in easily, because she's too fast paced for the any kind of, like, even if she copies a Farsa, right, the bombardment would not fall onto her, so especially in the later phases. And not to mention, she's a demon hunter sword marksman, so that means that she can easily melt down the Fredrin as well, unless they go for a healer soon. But okay, they're gonna ban out the Moscow, Pichi. Do you think there's gonna be a Rafaela coming, Pichi? What do you think?
Still open though. I feel like that's like a 20-80 chance. 20% you will be seeing. And I don't feel like it's a Rafaela game this time around. It's going to be a little bit they do need heals though. They do need a support to actually make sure this Fredrin can front lane, can soak up the damage. But at the same time, IGN are playing in for the mid game to the late game. They do have the mobility to move around the map very freely, and they need to pick up something to restrict that.
Well, if they want healing based roamers, they have a few options. They can go with the Minotaur if they want a tanky roamer. They've got the Raphaela also. If they want, they can go with the Florin as a support, but I haven't seen her being used up right now. We can see the glue getting picked by the side of IGN, Armageddon with their last two picks. They still need a marksman for their end and also a roamer. If they are rocking onto a roamer, they should go for something that has crowd control or the healing advantage, because they do have the front laners. Lapu Lapu and Fredin will soak up the damage, and they can use the crowd controls, but they will need sustainability and any kind of utilities they can. Right.
I think picking up the glue is definitely a really good choice because we did see the impact of it in the previous match, right? Because there was just no form of counterplay that they could do. And also, one thing, the side of Muriel would have to need to watch out for one thing, that he doesn't become the split when the Lapu Lapu is nearby, or else Lapu will just heal up from all the little babies that he's putting out in the map from the spellvamp, right? So gotta take into account of that. But hey, we're gonna be seeing Armageddon picking up the, what do you say, the Kufra. It's pretty interesting.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was expecting a support kind of a thing coming in for Fredrin, but that's not the case today. They want to restrict the one's mobility, but that's going to be a problem though. I mean, come on, as you have mentioned that she is a demon hunter user, so that's going to be have a problem. Plus, you're talking about Gatotkacha, how he will be there at the back lane. So Kufra has to make sure that the back laners are kind of comfortable. The front laners, there's Fredrin. For Armageddon, I feel like that's a lot going on, and both the teams are definitely in for that late game plays. 20 minutes is the minimum it's gonna go.
Absolutely. And right now, I'm going to be introducing one of my co-casters to be taking over the spot because I was just filling in. So, Ashizi, why not you introduce yourself and join the desk in place of me with Peachy as your co-caster. Mikey is the host. So, take it over from here, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ray, for giving me the chance. And here we are for the Armageddon versus IGN. This is the first set going on, and I think draft is complete. So, Mikey, what do you think? Who's gonna win the match?
I think from the side of Armageddon, they do have the crowd controls and the overall utilities, but IGN does have the radius and they do have the sustain as well, and they have the Lancelot as well. So I believe if he can just dive in, and right now he can utilize his skills quite early on because the overall duration has reduced right now. But with that being said, we are diving into the land of Dawn, guys. So you guys can take it away.
Thank you, Mikey, for being here. We'll see you after this match about your thoughts. And back again. Oh, wait, we already got the new purple buff. Look at that, looking so cute.
Yeah, and I mean prettily, you can see the junglers are taking up their aggro. This is the Dino map, Pitchy, going on right now. Yep, the Dino map. The Jurassic Park is here, guys. The Jurassic Edge is here. And before that, we're gonna see some fight coming on. Kufra right now targeting over there. Will not be having any fun. I thought he will be catching someone, but okay. More fights.
He did catch which was a good sign, but I'm really liking the little the flying dinosaur which is happening around the Letho. Look at that, so cute. But on to the other hand, the glue is definitely matching the theme with the skin and with the new little bit of a revamp. But okay, wait a minute. Jyoti though will be the first player. Respect his debut on a Lancelot going in a smooth plane. Look at that.
Yeah, what a way to take the first blood in this match. I was hoping IGN to take the first blood, and that's what's happened. He literally managed to take it. And this time, I mean, we're gonna see respect with the Lancelot. We never see this thing. Johan, yup. Joseph, yup. But respect, never. First time I'm seeing. Flicker come up at a right moment when he was about to take down by those two members, getting chunked by them. But no matter, a beautiful survive from that Lapu Lapu coming on. Oh my goodness, a dive into that Lapu Lapu. Will be fine. What is happening to Zoz?
I know, right? I know, right? Okay, looks like we are getting an early pause coming in from either of the teams. So let's just take a little bit of a breather. Let's just wait and watch. Oh, you're cosplaying Ray today. That's new. That's new. I mean, new with the map, definitely. And so, Ashley, how are you liking the Lancelot pick right here? The Lancelot did get a first blood, which is a great thing. But how do you think it would go towards the mid to the late, given the fact that team IGN are playing in for the mid to the late?
Yeah. Uh, Sorry, I couldn't hear you. Sorry.
I mean, my question was the Lancelot pick. Did it fit right against a Fredrin or not?
Yeah, I mean, yep, it's a broken hero right now. Lancelot is a broken hero. I mean, he has a lot of damage, and his cooldown are in little bit low right now. So obviously, I mean, high right now. His cooldown gets high, so of his skills. So obviously, he's a broken meta. So he can easily outplay the Fedrin. And you know what? I mean, if you'll ask me a Fanny against a Fedrin, maybe I will say no, not a good pick. Fedrin can go for the CZ, but Lancelot can easily outplay the Ferrin. I feel like that. And as a Lancelot player, I feel like, yep, you can go for it. It can be fitted. But as per the new meta going on, as per the buff Lancelot got, he's getting fit. But before that, the Lancelot I know, it was not fit over a Ferrin. But now, it's okay. But respect to the Lancelot, first time I've ever seen him. Let's see how it goes for him. I've never seen him in the Lancelot. I told you. I've seen a lot of players with the Lancelot, but him, first time it's my. And I mean, we have known respect for Hayabusa for his Suyu. You even not seen him playing the Lancelot, I think.
Yep, that's the debut. And Mikey, are you there with us?
Yeah, I am.
The
And
draft, the draft so far. The which team are you rooting for? Like the draft, which team does have the better draft this time around?
I think from the early on, it's gonna be IGN, but as the game rolls around, I think Armageddon will have a better chance in this one. But if from the side of IGN, they can create a big amount of goal difference, then there is a high possibility that they can just end it from their end. It actually depends if the early game is on favor of IGN or not. If it is, then the things are different. If they are on a neck to neck situation, that from the mid game, it's going to be Armageddon.
Oh, interesting. Okay, Armageddon and Team IGN. The marksmen are really non-conventional, but you're not talking about the Granger, the Irithel, the Harriet. There's a Claude and a 1-1. Now, let's start with Ash. The marksman lane. Who will be having the little bit of an easier time? It's just both of them just have to just farm. Oh, we are back again. So, Mikey, see you at the end of the game, or even if we have another pause.
Thank you to the host. I mean, we're back again. Law and the turtle will be taken down right now, easy from IGN. And you asked me about the goal lane thing. I wasn't knew that who was in the goal lane. Sorry, I was not in the draft. But now I can say it's kind of 1-1 be fitted over there because Claude against a 1-1, I think a 1-1 can easily outplay. Whatever, I mean, however, if a Granger would have been there, things would have been little bit changed. But going for a Claude, early game will be literally bad for him now against a 1-1.
With you. And early game, the marksman won't be having any power spike, and you're talking about a little bit of a EXP gap already coming out. But Fame, though, he just spent his Trian's revenge, has to wait it out for a few more seconds. But waiting up for the turtle, you're talking about the second turtle in a minute. Look at that. Respect getting a little bit of a taunt from the bouncing ball, and top of that, Zaujin, he is on his comfort. Big. That's the cutout kacha. Are we looking at a skirmish?
Yeah, Feather Strike coming on, grabbing on AOG. Oh my goodness, sliver of HP got down into the hand of Gatotkacha. And in the meantime, Claude managed to get down from the zone. It was about to get out from the map if he couldn't have been escaping at that point. But look at that redemption about to come. Lapu diving onto no one. It's a Natalia who just got caught off guard. And Blazing Duel being up. It will not be a much thing to take down any members from IGN. I'm a bit surprised. I thought we could take down that Lancelot or maybe the 1-1, but Nothing got into the hand.
He is actually having a level difference, which is going to be proven a little bit problem for Ito if he doesn't keep up. Both of them a little bit of a low HP, but Aaron the creator is very well aware that the Cupra is not on the map. This time around, you're back with the turtle. You're talking about the second turtle in the game, while the first one went into the hands of Team IGN. Will they be able to zone out the turtle at the right moment or not? As of now, I really like how Mirio is already there, and Armegaddon Esports made sure that the marksman will be rotating so that the marksman will be having a easy time actually farming up. But respect though, he's very keen on the turtle.
Oh my goodness, he'll be taking out the turtle for himself. Dada is going on. Grab is on. Forza will be managing to take down Kufra again. AOG coming up. It will be a stun for the two heroes. And Pedrin at this point in a very bad position. Will not be going again. No, he's diving into again. Appraiser's Wraith about to come. Pedro strike once again into the action. Crossbow. Oh my goodness, is the dash coming from the Lancelot. Managed to take down one more hero. Sliver of HP. Pedrin right now going back, but the flicker coming up from this Forza will be taking out the Pedrin, as well as Titan's Revenge come up. Lancelot into the action, diving into that Kufra. Kufra going for the ball, but no. Grab. Here you are. They'll be taking out that Kufra down, and in the meantime, we can see a split push going on in the top.
Yep, you're talking about Ito, who was there, not interested towards the fight that was happening towards the turtle and then after the turtle as well. Team Armegaddon Esports really want Ito to make sure he will be farmed up, but okay, yep, it is respect, I believe, who got the Triceratops, but let's wait and watch though. As of now, members are just moving around left and right, trying to see which lane is open. I really like IGN, who are trying to take away the lead. The early game was there, definitely into their possession, but I am the creator though. He's gonna face some danger.
Yup, no, he'll be fine. He got managed to, back down at that point. That's a good thing. At a perfect time, Feather Strike come up once again. Crossbow about to come. AOG! That'll be a big thing. He was going for that, obviously, Zozen. But right now, AOG, perfect time! This time, the Kufra will be caught once again, and Kufra will be taken down as well. One man down from the side of Team Armegaddon. And Pichi, knowing that the Triceratops you said, I think your evolution knowledge is too good.
I do.
That chapter, I miss it out in the 12th because I hate that chapter. It was too boring.
It was opposite for me. I really loved it, but the Samara respect though, dodging away Josie's Appraiser Wrath. He did got it right on time, but the turtle, another turtle into the hands of Team IGN.
Oh, I thought Tupra will be diving into, but Lancelot's mobility cannot be matched by anybody. An easy turtle. He's the turtle slayer. If you go through those new highlights from ML, that's what when you take 3 turtles, you will be rewarded as the turtle slayer from the from the AI. They will say you're the turtle slayer, and then right now Lancelot is the turtle slayer. Ooh, miss it out. He was guessing him in the second L2 bush, but he was in the L1 bush and managed to escape in the perfect time.
Oh, Armegaddon Esports are really pushed towards that. Look at that. Mirio also trying to jump in for the same. Behind the scenes, you're talking about a Farsa delivering those, rains of damage, which is looking good. But wait a minute. Ito, though, he got taunted on.
Yup. And in the meantime, we can see the lot of damage Claude wants to give, but he will be taken down. Pichi, you know what I'm feeling? Okay, before that, we can see the grab is on again. This time, Kupra will be not get a single chance to get out from the situation. He'll be taken down easily, huh? I was saying what I was feeling. It was like the draft is good from Armegaddon. They're playing good. They're executing good. It's just that they have that not that spike into their hand. The goal lead. Look at the goal lead. It's 7k just because of the Fedrins not having that. Net from the beginning was the reason for this backlash. They couldn't match the spike. Just like the IGN got some kills, early kills, snowballs, but once again, one more fight coming up. AOG this time. Oh my goodness. Claude will be taking out the glue and instant redemption coming from the 1-1. In the meantime, Zozen managed to make things quite good for the team because he managed to take out Zozi.
Yeah, Josie down. Can we look at the itemization given the fact that one was just chasing around a Kufra is really, really bonkers. I mean, look at that. No fear coming in. I mean, understandable that the members weren't there at their respect. But wait a minute. Ryota in face of Aaron, the creator, looking quite low though. He has to retreat, making sure he will be taking those minions before he goes back. And this Lord is definitely going down. And that will be Team IGN creating an absolute dominance right from the start of the game, making sure Aaron will be having comfortable spot. But let's not forget, Ito also had a comfortable spot farming up. But the problem now being, oh wait a minute, Zaujin though, like it. I like it. Zaujin making sure to give a little bit of a distraction so the Josie won't be getting anything. But they do have damage. Armegaddon Esports, they do have the HP to just not fight as of now. Let's see though what we will be getting. Fame this time around getting taunted on.
Grab once again. Kufra will be the one being taken down. And here we go. Okay, Lapu in a very bad position. Double kill for Iron. Going for the crossbow. Triple kill onto the Valentina. Going for the Maniac maybe. And AOT popped out. Blazing Duel as well. Okay, Zozen's overextension. Beat price pull for him. Shut down for him. But Blazing's been off. Is a very bad thing right now for the Armageddon diving into that turret. We'll be taking out the inhibitor as well as Lancelot going inside the base. We'll be getting a little bit of damage from the base as well. Feather Airstrike, monster kill for and the creator. Respect still on Lord right now. Hunting on to the base. They will be locking it down before they're researching back into the jump. And Kufra will be taking out that glue as well. Killing spree for the Lancelot. Shut down for the Lancelot as well. But the base will not be surviving. It's over. The Jurassic era goes to IGN.
Crazy match. Okay, Mikey, are you a host right now or is it Itami?
It is me right now, I believe. And
Welcome back.
as I was saying, the early game, if IGN could pile up the goal, it is their match, and that's what happened. They just no more led from the early on, won the match. It is Van who's the MVP in this one with a KD of 608 and a rating of 11.6. They went aggressive, they hit hard, and they went crazy with everything. They just pushed as much as they can and ended the match in just 11 minutes.
Yep.
Pichi.
I was proven wrong though. I thought this match would be going around the minute 20. I did mention during the draft minimum 20 minutes, but IGN with that early snowball, that early dominance really showed that they could have ended, and they did end it in the first Lord itself. It was kind of a cinematic moment. The Lord is just targeting, there's no minions in, members are fighting to take away the Lord. They're not able to face the Lord as well. That was a little flying dinosaur which I really liked, and the color schemes really popping off. Don't you think so, Ash?
Yes, obviously, because it was like I told you, na, the beginning was not great for Armageddon. As you said, the EXP was a little bit match up with the IGN, but the goal was kind of very laggy for them because the lead was on to IGN, and they already bought a lot of items which can just melt them down. And look at and the creator, obviously. He was melting down the Claude as well as the whole members, about to take a maniac in this match because of the goal lead, because of the goal spike. Then the Claude, even the Claude went to fight. He also managed to get some kills. But what if the, lead would have been same? It could have been a great match. Let's see in the second set. Maybe we'll be finding it because both of the teams are from Manipur. Both of the teams have the Bengal server. Server will be not affecting anyone. Maybe because of some little bit of network issue that they found. But right now, Mikey, we are here into the draft.
Yep. I think we will be having a little bit of a host switch. I'm just waiting for the confirmation. But other than that, let's wait for the same. second match in draft here. You're talking about how team IGN will be having the first pick right here. What are they going to pick up though? For them, the Matilda, understandable. They don't want to give out the Matilda. For Armegaddon Esports has been such a classic pick as well. And yep, it is going to be our host Itami with us. Hello Itami, welcome to the desk.
Hello, Pichi. Firstly, I apologize for the delay, but anyways, we are back onto the game. Still, I was following IGN as well as Armageddon Esports, the BO3 series, and by far, I don't think it is actually kind of a draft issue. More of it for the game number one, it was like of an execution issue, I would say. And Armageddon Esports, they were not able to execute it quite well. But IGN, previously, last time we saw them on action, they were still relying on to their comfort picks, but this time I guess they are slowly but surely adapting with the meta picks as well, and it worked wonders for them for some reason.
Maybe Hostami back, so luck can be back for Armageddon. They can make a comeback or a reverse sweep in this series, but IGN not wanted that because of that Batang ban and the Matilda as well. And see, I mean, it works. Going for a 1-1 ban.
Okay, one. I mean, come on, it is Aaron the creator. You ban up all of his heroes, he will be pulling up something or the other from his sleeve and still come up with a MVP. So let's see, Armageddon Esports. So they did take few of the bans onto their hands just to respect Aaron the creator quite early on, which is interesting to see. But let's see though, this time around, Kalia Badang already out of the way. For IGN, Badang has always been a problem.
You know what I feel, Pichi and Itami, that banning that 1-1 is like wiping off a seesaw.
Yeah,
Oh.
I kind of agree with you. And 1-1, considering how well Aaron did onto the first game, it is kind of understandable, as well as it might be a respect ban. But talking of respect, I guess IGN will be flexing out the Baksha here, because previously we did thought when the Baksha was first prioritized, he might be going on onto the jungle. And one of the teams, they got out drafted. They did thought that a support might be coming up. So Baxia roam couldn't have been possible. It would have been going on to the jungle. So this Baxia, I'm not sure. He can go onto the jungle as well as onto the room. But this time Armageddon Esports, they are kind of like responding with their comfort picks, I would say. Ito onto the Granger, it is one of his comfort picks, as well as with the Moskov. Like Moskov and Granger are the two heroes I mostly see him onto the tournament scene. But anyways, coming back to the draft, I think IGN, they might be prioritizing a mid laner or maybe an EXP laner this time.
Oh,
Yeah,
EXP laner. I want to see though. Ash.
Yeah, I was saying that Gato pick is a good thing because you are just blocking the pick of Zozen. I mean, you don't want Zozen to get his Gato in his hand. He's very flex with his Gato. His skills are too great with his Gato. I always say that if you remind me saying that Kimi for the Tigreal, Apex for the Kufra, Art for the Chip, then he's for the Gato. I mean, his Gato skills literally match a little bit great. I mean, he never misses the AOG, but look at that. We're gonna see the Moscow into the hand of Aaron the Creator. When you took his Granger away from him, you'll be coming back with the Moscow and the first as well. So maybe not a poke burst combo, but a little bit of burst will be a good thing. And giving it to the hand of Witch, I don't feel it's a good idea, guys.
Agreed. But what are they going to pick up? Last game, it was kind of a force pick Valentina for me, though. They saw the Garutkacha, they picked up the Valentina. But this time around, if they make the same kind of a play, it's going to be a problem for Armageddon Esports. So, Hayabusa on the Land of Dawn, coming in from the side of Team Armageddon Esports. Will they be picking the Kufra once again?
That is, if IGN, they have revealed out the assassin, maybe the Kufra would have been prioritized quite early. Because Kufra right now, he is just not picked for the counter thing. One of the reasons he is getting a little bit more priority is because of the buff he has received, and he has been doing pretty well onto the rank games as well. So Kufra could have been quite possible, but revealing the Hayabusa quite early, Armageddon, I kind of agree. They like going out with the comfort picks, but revealing your cards quite early on could give them the disadvantage that they could get counter drafted. And IGN, we do know in terms of the drafting, they are quite good as well. And if they actually lose out on some series, it is mostly because of the execution, not the draft.
You know what I want to see really right now? It's a Kadita on the side of Armageddon prior to the Moscow pick and the Farsa pick because she. That's good. That's good. They just ban a beautiful hero which can otherwise
Take
make
off
them
the
lose
table.
this match. They
Yeah.
just went for the Kadita ban straight. It would have been a great pick if it would have been into the Armageddon side after that little buff of that Kadita. It's okay. Now I feel like maybe they can go for Jukshin or they can go for the Xavier as well. But Selena, maybe a thing for Armageddon.
Ooh,
Selena. Selena,
possible.
yeah. Selena can be possible actually, but onto this composition, yeah, against IGN can be possible, but Kimmy is also an option because she can be a flex pick, but I do believe this time flex pick is not going to work because the Golden Granger has already been prioritized. Oh my goodness, we haven't seen the Aurora for quite some time, and this
Why?
time Aurora is getting prioritized. But the thing is, IGN they already have the mobility, except for the Bakshia. We are yet to see where he is going to be heading on. But against the mobility, like the Farsa and the Moscow, they have a lot of it. And if Aurora was prioritized, I believe it would have been worked better against a utility once she gets the core items like the glowing one and the wishing lantern.
Yeah, wait, guys. I have this question from my mind since the last Aurora pick I see, and it's the best time to ask because two of the best caster of India right now sharing the deck with me. So,
Huh?
yeah,
No.
No, 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 no.
no, I'm serious. I'm serious. Let me ask the question first. Aurora pick. I mean, whenever I see Aurora, I heard a lot of things that she's a defensive kind of match rather than an aggressive match. So what if I mean, whenever we are picking a Aurora, so that makes the opponent mindset that we are going defensive.
Not
Hmm.
exactly though. I mean, you see an Aurora, you just have to make sure to put her passive out. If you put her a passive out, she won't be playing that aggressive as you're looking for. And plus, IG and having that rage on on their self is not going to be a problem for them. So I want to see what kind of a challenge this time around the mage Aurora will be picking out in the Land of Dawn. Given the fact that this is the first ever pick in the Mythic Showdown season number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Aurora, one of the things, like, she is not that, she doesn't have that much of an HP, but the thing is, she can work as an initiator as well. If she lands up the freeze, then it could be quite of an option. But anyways, we are going on to the Land of Dawn. This is going to be a match point for the side of Team IGN. Can Armageddon come up with a comeback? We are going to be finding out sooner. Casters, please take it away.
Thank you
Let's
so much
go.
for the throw.
Yes, sir. Into the Land of Dawn. Here we go. Game number 2. Is it going to be a clean sweep? Will, they be matching the Freak as Maaf today or not? We are about to find out.
Yes, and here we are, guys. I mean, apart from that Aurora question, we just forgot to tell you that Arlord versus CC into the EXP. Two of the aggressive EXP right now, and Arlord being in the meta can maybe melting down that CC. I mean, he got unlimited dashes, and to stop it out, they went for that high loss pick rather than going for a Kufra. Just like Armageddon went for a Kufra to give some CC, but it's like Kufra doesn't contribute a lot into the game. When you're going with a high loss, it can give a mobility as well, can make you escape out from the situation. That's what really meant from a roamer we see. I mean, if you have the capability to make your teammates out from the situation, out from the movements, then it's a good thing. But right now, on the top lane, we can see uh, there is no contest between the two MMs. I was expecting Moscow and Granger going hand to hand.
They would be just waiting it out. They just want to make sure that they reach towards their itemization as well as talking about the same. Is just they will be having a good fight during the mid to the late. But as of now, look at that! So much going on for the CC though. Moves away, but Ryota with a perfect Glacier stun coming in. Gets the first blood. Zaujian on the other hand, will he be able to move out of the way?
I don't think so. Okay, sliver of HP, a lot Blicker. Oh my goodness, again. Ryota will be taking out the kill. Second kill for her in the first minute. Who says Aurora for the defense?
Yep, that's true. She's playing it quite aggressively. Look at that. The glaciers are definitely a problem, causing a problem for Team IGN. And this time around, they are the ones taking the lead. First turtle going down into their hands. I'm talking about from the first match as well. First match, 3 turtles. It was all IGN who had the eyes. But wait a minute. I really have to appreciate the scenery which is going on. The sunset really looking good. Something around like this. I really want to have a photo. Look at that in the corner. It doesn't that look very pretty?
Yep. It's
And,
like the Jurassic Age.
yeah, let's not hope there's some meteor shower, like big chunks of meteor shining down right here, because also the skin is free, guys. Do log in, do make sure to use spin your dices and do your events. But right now, and the creator, will he be able to complete this? The taunt is onto him. He moves back, but Josie with the finishing touch.
You know what is happening? Not single man is going to contest here because 4 of them are coming and taking on the kills. This is right now. This is bully. This is bully from Armegaddon. They're literally bullying. They first went for that EXP lane. Now they came to the goal lane and they're winning those 2 lanes. And this is literally, I said, this is bully.
Definitely a bully though. Come on, look at that. But Ito though, this time around.
Sodi come up into the mark as well as the glorious pathway. This time we'll be getting a kill onto their hand. Is the Granger, obviously. Uki Shadow kill comes up. Will he manage to get back? No. Killing spree for the Aurora. CC got down. Hayabusa as well. 2 men down from the Armageddon as well. In the meantime, we can see the... Okay. That's what is good kill. Savitak Paul will be taken out by Aaron easily. Whereas Fame in a very bad positioning. Zozin catching up the mark, but no. Will be dismantling himself. It's a good idea. So second turtle. This time I think it's IGN.
Oh, IGN. Let's see the turtle already here. You're talking about second turtle getting spawned up. Ash TZ, look at that. IGN are really, but AOG.
AOG comes up at the right moment. Respect Victory also comes up at the right moment. Glorious pathway popped up. Slaver of HP. Ooh, that was a Death Sonata coming up onto the Baxia. Taken him out from the map, as well as Rhapsody come up. Hylos in a very bad position will be taken down. Sorry, it was a first killing spree for the Granger. Right now, Granger is onto the mark as well. And the blue buff also gone from the hand. I think no. Yep, it's gone from the hand.
Yeah, that's true. It's from the side of Team Armegaddon Esports. It's a 2 fighter setup coming in. You're talking about Paul as well as Fame onto the roam position. He's just delivering those AOG right perfect on time, but it did not kind of match the timing of Bakshia though. I mean, it could have interrupted Bakshia, but as of now, Team IGN have to really make sure if they are getting a gang, they have to expect 4 members coming in. Look at that, Etho providing a little bit of a vision. Members are there, 3v3 situation, and the sweep getting, dodged away from Team IGN. Not a perfect setup, but let's wait for it though. They do have a lot of setup potential, and Respect being alone at the bot lane.
Okay, once again, this time Respect will be caught off guard. 4 members are right now going for him. Okay, he will be managed to get out from the situation, but the tier 3 in the bot will be taken down easily. Pichi, what I feel, the turtle fight, they managed to get the turtle, but they lost the fight because CC didn't come to the fight. Hylos at a very bad positioning, but he will be out with the help of the glorious pathway. Zozen will be free. No, it will be the Hayabusa taking out Zozen at this moment. Clever of HP, killing spree for Ito. Onto CC. Mirio got down at this moment. 2 man down already. Can they go for the third? No.
No thoughts in the hands of Team Armegaddon Esports, but it's called an iron hide. Okay, it's not a turtle. Okay, it's called an iron hide. Interesting names to see so far. The new update looks like I have to update the game and look out for myself as well. But let's see, Josie, Keen, respect will be taunted off.
Yo, my goodness, Zozi at this moment going for it, but Forza will be taking out that the Gratokacha Ito got a kill on the respect. Sodi will be missed by Aaron. No, it will not miss. It got connected, and it will be taking out the Savitak easily at here. Around the creator, the god never miss anything. This is why I call him the god. Okay.
Okay, so far so good. Going down into the answer team Armageddon 5 for 9. The energy is definitely up for them. Look at them. I like how Josie did get a little bit of a snowball along with Ito. They are going to be the great contender for the damage dealing, but Aaron the creator, he is also no less. Look at him devouring every single moment he could fight towards the farm, making sure he will be having it up. Okay, Armageddon team IGN are definitely matching their energy as of now. Look at that, 4 versus 4, almost going up.
Yep, and you know what? I think if the game goes too late, I feel like team IGN gonna win this match just because of Aaron, because he's getting spiked. Nobody is there to take him down, and that's a big backlash. You can say, okay, Alot comes up, but no, AOG as well from the Zozen, but here you are, unstoppable for the Ito, as well as he'll be getting a double kill onto the Aaron. Maybe a triple kill coming up soon, but before that we can see, oh, it's a triple kill onto the Zozen. 3-man already down, the Maniac coming up on Ito with the Maniac onto the CC in the perfect time, which managed to escape. Otherwise, a plate of Savage would have been subbed in front of the Ito.
Oh, look at that. 4 members down. They are closing down towards the inhibitors as well. Armageddon Esports, they don't want to give away a little bit of the snowball as well, liking it. And on to the other hand, the mechanical dinosaur getting taken down. Oh,
so reconnected. Okay, retreat come up. Turtle will be taken down easily. Glorious Path will come up as well. AOG from the... Oh my goodness, bro. Meantime, Zozi managed to escape at a sliver of HP. Moscow will not be going against them. Recall coming on. Will they find it out? Yes, Rhapsodies. Okay, it doesn't make the chance to give him the recall, but Aaron in a very bad situation. 4-man chasing him at this moment will be taken down easily by the Savitak. It's a redemption from Savitak. You take him with the SOD, he took him with the 4 boys. They come with the gang.
yeah. Look at him. He's delivering those missed up setups right here. But the Lord, though, they are not able to push down with the Lord, which feels like a little bit of the purpose to feed. Lord already down. The minions are there. Which, wait a minute. Josie, okay?
That was a false alarm. He just, went to show off the skills. Maybe AOG come up in the perfect time. Managed to get down Forza. In the meantime, we can see Granger from the backline dealing a lot of damage. Double kill for the Granger. So, Gatotkacha, legendary for the Ito. 3-man down already. Minions not in the way. That was the main thing. Otherwise, base would have been gone.
Crazy how Team IGN have to go to tier 2 turrets and tier 3 turrets as well. On to the other hand, IGN... Oh, wait a minute, Ryota, okay.
That's a good one. But who gonna save the base? No one.
Yep. Base down. Game over. Game number 3. Here we go.
Yeah, that's the God's plan. Game number 3. Itami's luck. Walks for Armageddon.
Oh my goodness. I think this time Armageddon, they did their homework, like compared to the first match, it was like this time they went out for their comfort picks. The Aurora kind of came out of the sleeve, but still it worked out for their side. One of the reasons why is because she was able to play a lot aggressively right from the start, and we kind of thought that Aurora was more of an offense, but or more of a defensive kind of a mage. But the aggressiveness from her onto the early phases is one of the reasons why Armageddon were able to excel onto the early phases of the game. And we will be seeing a game number 3. So it won't be a clean sweep, and a lot of things are going to be onto the stake. I believe it is still not the elimination for them. So, but still, it will be affecting their tables onto the Swiss brackets.
Definitely. Curious to know what bracket would be going on, because game number 3, it's going to be kind of a different game you're talking about. Both of them being on the same plane, and crazily enough, both of them got matched up all together. So I am curious to know who's going to take it up. This time around, both of them know that they have to take the early game snowball to themselves. If they don't, it is going to be a problem. So let's see who will be having the better push and tug right there in this tug of war.
Yep, when the Mythic Showdown start, I thought IGN will be on to the mark. They will be top. They'll be the table topper. But then they little bit, got a lose and then went to the 2-1 section. And now they're in a verge of another lose. Maybe Armageddon can win this match, or maybe IGN can push it back. But the thing is, I feel like the Pasha pick was a wrong pick from Respect at that moment. Or maybe not wrong pick, couldn't execute it properly, you can say, because of the gank coming from Armageddon. I mean, they were not coming solo, they were always in the gang, coming up, taking off the kills, bullying around the MM lane as well as EXP lane, and then going back. That was the thing, but it's okay. Second set goes to Armageddon, 1-1 tiebreaker. Match point both. The do or die for both as well. Kalea will be the first ban, as well as Basha this time from IGN.
They don't want, I think this time, I'll be the one casting with STG. I'll do your analysis stuff. And yeah, Peachy, go ahead with the hosting. Anyways, we are back onto the ban phases. And looks like these are the heroes that has been prioritized quite early. Onto the second game, we did see the Baksha. He is getting banned out. And Armageddon kind of perma-banning the 1-1. They don't want to deal with that mobility woman. Every patch drops 1-1. The thing with her is she doesn't got adjusted. The items gets adjusted, and somehow she is the one who finds the advantage onto it. But still, Monton decides to off the 1-1. But anyways, coming on to the draft, looks like both of them have completed the ban phases. And Peachy, quick thoughts. What could be the priorities this time?
The Lapu-Lapu. The Lapu-Lapu is still open. Wait a minute. So they want to go in with a setup. Maybe the Arlot could be next on their hands as well. But Team IGN, if they are, kind of very enough, they might pick it up. But Ashley, let's go. You also. Let's continue the train. Predict the 2 picks. Quick.
Granger for, Aaron and... Respect or not respect, maybe we're gonna see Lapu Lapu. Okay, Lapu Lapu is in the ban. No, it's not in the ban, so we're gonna see it from Mirio. Okay, I got Mirio right, but Granger onto Aaron the Pacer was a bit of a thing.
Okay, look at that. Which the 3 games back to back. You're talking about the Farsa coming in crazy, but Lapu-Lapu, yes, as I was talking about the same. We are looking at a Lapu-Lapu. Interestingly enough, we may be able to look at something of a Granger or even a Moscow coming in. Maybe try to restrict it for Aaron the Creator, because it's much needed. But okay, yep, that is what I was talking about. Now, one last pick before you go to the ban. Itami, what's your guess?
They might be prioritizing the gold laner at this point, because gold laner can be okay, never mind. Respect this time, he is not prioritizing the assassins. I kind of like it, because it's not just the assassins every single time, and I kind of agree with it. But the thing is, revealing the Fredrin quite early, it is only going to be meaning one thing, and that will be they will be trying to prioritize the support bans. A Matilda as well as the Florin can be gone, but the Rafaela can still be an option. But wait a minute, they are not actually prioritizing the supports like the Roma. Instead, it is the Godin Erithel could have been a counter kind of a pick against that Granger. So it is kind of understandable. But is it worth it not banning out the supports?
Oh yeah. You're talking about Rafaela being open. Matilda thankfully closed off, or it would have been a problem because Team IGN are really keen to pick it up. Armageddon the same. They love to pick up a Matilda on their hands as well, and could go working very well in this composition. So it's just better to get a ban on them, but this time around giving an easier time for the marksman Ito. They will be making sure that Irithel will be closed off. Irithel, I'm curious to see why Aaron the Creator is not playing the Harad though.
Maybe you're gonna go for the Harith, therefore the Phobius ban come off. And here we go,
Oh,
Cool.
definitely. Definitely.
Zozen's another perfect hero for him. I mean, his obviously his comfort will be taken out. But Pichi, what I feel now, I think they maybe wants Zozen to pick a support, because if a support comes, Kadita will be finding a way to take her down easily. And this is why they want him to take a support. They didn't ban any support. They want a squishy lineup for them. 3 squishy heroes, MM, a support, a mid as well. 2 EXP two fighters on a jungle on an EXP can be easily tackled down. And look at that.
Oh,
Yeah.
Actually, you really caught on to the same. Luckily, the 4 years was there to ban just to open up the Harith for Aaron the Creator. Crazy enough. Let's see if he will be having a easy time. He does have a good amount of frontliners. You're talking about Fredrin, you're talking about Lapu Lapu as well, and which on that fast mobility mage, making sure he will be getting. But what about the tank pick though? But before that, Armegaddon Esports, they do have 2 picks onto their hands. Will they be committing to Kufra once again or not? That's my question to you, Itami.
Kufra actually can. No, onto this lineup, I don't think Kufra can actually be an option unless Armageddon go out for an assassin, because they do have the mobility. The Kadita is there, Granger is also there, and if they pick out a mobility kind of an assassin, would have been possible. But unfortunately for this game, it is going to be an Xborg apparently. And you know what? Xborg is actually kind of a counterpick against the Fredrin, and he has got a great adjustment. All of his skills, it does the true damage now. So, Xborg can actually be a cherry on top unless Team Armageddon, their execution is up to the point that they, the same fate has to be repeated like they did onto the game number 2. The initiator should be making sure the kills are acquired and they get those objectives. That will be one of the main key points for them.
Definitely. Let's see though, Josie this time around. Okay. Oh, yep. No, not Josie. Josie is the jungler.
Xborg.
Paul is the EXP laner. So he did pick up a glue onto his hands. Crazily enough, he will be having a little bit of an easier time. But with the addition of the Minotaur, though, they are gonna get interrupted. Now, this is something of a new, with the Fredrin, you pick up something like a Minotaur does needs those mini heals coming in, and I feel like this Minotaur won't be such a damage soaker rather than be a set maker. Has to scout out for the Kadita, have to make sure that Ito is not Ito, I mean the Gatotkaza is just not getting a good amount of window of opportunity to jump in. So let's see into the land of dawn, all these possibility scenario unfold.
I'm little bit sad from IGN draft. Hayabusa ban. Totally forgot about the Xborg when you have a Fedrin into your side. Maybe this will cost them the whole match. Pichi, please.
Pichi?
Yep, and with that, into the land of dawn, here you go, Itam and Ashtizi, they are the casters for today. So enjoy, guys. So do let me know after the match who win.
Yep.
Definitely. And yeah, we are back onto the land of dawn. This will be the final game onto this best of 3 series. So it is going to be a do or die kind of a situation for both of the sides. But anyways, coming back to the game, the basic rotations as well as the major objectives are getting taken on. They're not playing out quite aggressively. And this time, it's not the assassin jungle. Instead, it is kind of a utility against a fighter jungle. So Xborg can be quite a nuisance here if he is able to get those core items as well as defense fast. But okay, Fame just goes back right on time, and still IGN as well as Armageddon yet to get their first blood.
Yes, and in the meantime, we can say that defensive setup from the side of Armageddon, I don't think so. They are going aggressive again because they know that they have the early type of game into their hand. Even Harith in the early game doesn't have that much damage as like the Irithel and Granger have this time. Here we are. Look at that. They're taking up the jungle of Team Armageddon. Of Team IGN. This is not a good thing. But of course, are coming up very late. But it's like, they are waiting for the turtle maybe to take on the fight. Previously, if you remember, they straightly went for the CC with the gang and managed to take down the first blood. But this time they're waiting for the perfect moment to take a fight when the turtle comes up. Here we are, turtle coming up.
And I guess both of them, they will be trying to contest it, but onto the mid, we are seeing some skirmishes going around. Still, both of the teams, they are not engaging, and the focus is onto the Godin. But anyways, it will be the Xborg trying to contest the turtle first. Zozen is not level 4 yet, so Morning Fury will not be coming up anytime soon, but there is the initiation.
Yup, Lapu dive into the charge. Gatotkacha will be taken down as well as Kadita, but retrieve, being on to the turtle, will be into the Armageddon's hand. In the meantime, double kill, the armor got off, so got a double kill, grab being on at this moment, but will not be enough. He will be running back to the safer position, 3-man down with the turtle being into the hand, losing only one member, I think, won the trade.
Yeah. IGN, the objective, they kind of focus onto the objective. Oh, the bravest fighter onto the mid side. Ryota goes down, and there is a feather airstrike being used, by which the damage will still not be enough. And this time they will just be going back. But I guess the damage is still slowly but surely it is being done. And Aaron, if he's able to keep up with the Godin farm, as soon as he get those core items, he will be able to engage a lot more onto those team fights.
Yep, and it feels like they could have gone, little bit defensive just because of that Kadita pick right now. But that hampers them, that whole turtle fight. Even though they got the turtle, they lose a lot of heroes at the moment, and at least fight to the hand of IGN is not a great thing, I will suggest. It will never be a great thing. But right now, wants to get their hand onto Aaron. They're going to go zone out the situation for the team IGN. That's a good one from Zozen. He just find that Kadita in the bush. And in the meantime, we can see team is helping Aaron the creator as well. They know that if Aaron got the spike, he can manage to bust them out from the whole game.
Definitely, and the turtle yet to be spawned, like it will be spawning onto the next few seconds. I guess there will be another engage coming up from both of the sides this time. Mirio is already there trying to give out as much visions as possible, which is also getting back onto the position to where he will be able to safely execute the feathered airstrikes. Initiations can be coming up, but okay, the turtle has been spawned, and I guess this time it will still be Armageddon try to contest the turtle first, but before that, they are making sure Respect is able to get his purple buff as soon as possible, because if Armageddon somehow gets the turtle, they will be trying to contest with the blue, and that will be one of the things they will be trying to avoid. And looks like Swatik Fall, he will not be initiating, at least for now. But IGN, they are onto the position this time. The bravest fighter comes up.
Okay, managed to zone out from the bush. Okay, turtle will be taken down easily. In the meantime, AOG come up from Fame. Fame right now chasing on to the way, revitalizing on. I think Mirio will be taken down in the process. No, he managed to get back. Last Insanity will be caught off guard, and it will be taking down 2 people. And in the meantime, Harith joins. Aaron the Creator joins, and he will be busting out that Kadita in the process. And but they need to back off. Xbox managed to be saved this time. I feel like trade is same, because they got the turtle, they got a kill, and from here they got 2 kills, so it's kind of same. Nobody won.
Yeah. In terms of the objectives, actually, IGN is having the upper hand, but this time Ito, he will be trying to make sure that he will be able to get as much farm as possible. This time Zozen is quite alone. The last insanity comes up and the kill has been secured. It was a kill onto the roamer, but still they will be able to get that tower as well. Oh, Witch is quite deep and he might go down too. This time Ito gets a kill as well as he falls onto the process. Aaron just dives onto the back lane. He just goes in. Bravest Fighter comes up from the Lapu Lapu. There is the initiation, but AOG has been forced out to retreat. A good trade for both of the sides, but it's a gold laner. Armageddon just lost.
Yep, and but the thing, you know what? I feel like I mean, right now IGN is pushing more. It was not needed. The fight after the turtle was not really not needed. You're throwing up the goal. That's not a good thing. Even though you got your hand onto Ito, but still they got the turret. They got the hand on your mage as well. So I feel like it was not appropriate that fight. But again, taking up a fight at the mid. Okay, this is kind of brawl server going on, but I don't feel it will be going great for them because the turret has been getting secured by the side of Armageddon, and they are winning the macro. That's the main point. That's the whole point. Turtle again.
This turtle will be quite crucial actually, because both of the turtles, it was lost from the side of Team Armageddon before, but there's the initiation. Once again, Ito gets the turtle this time, and there's the Bravest Fighter coming up, but Ryota onto the backline, he will be diving. That will be 2 kills as well as 3 for the side of Team Armageddon Esports. They are diving in. Ito gets the double kill, a 4-for-0 trade for the side of Team IGN. Aaron is the only remaining member, and that will be the opening Team Armageddon Esports. Actually, that will be the fumble, and looks like that's an utter damage will still not be enough, but the damage has definitely been done. They just got the turtle as well as the objective. One of the towers might also be going down, but okay, which is quite right on time. The feathered airstrike being used out in order to clear that lane.
Yeah, to secure that turret as well. But you know what, Itami, I feel like that Kadita pick is literally right now getting the game into their hand. They managed to get out Witch from the situation with the Kadita as well as the airborning 3 members at a perfect time. The last insanity come up. Combo is too great. I mean, I'm gonna try this combo. Kadita Xbox combo is working. It's working, really working in this new meta. As well as I feel like Aaron joined late in that team fight, and he doesn't have that much spike or that much damage to take down 3 or 4 members in a way now, at least for now. In the late, I'm not judging him, he's gonna take it, but now it's like Ito is having a little bit of over spike in the damage as well as in the goal than Aaron.
Yeah, I actually would like to look at the itemizations, because compared to Aaron, I guess Ito, he is able to complete more of the core items compared to him. And the goal objective, like goal lead, is definitely higher from his side. It has already been showing because the damage from the Granger is actually coming up online. So IGN, I guess there is some kind of a miscommunication going around onto them when it comes to the team fights. Because Mirio just dives in, and as soon as they lose Mirio, they lose one of the frontliners. And losing your frontliner, it is only going to give the Kadita the space that she will just be diving in, as well as trying to acquire some kills with that petrify combo like we have seen before. But this time the Lord has been spawned up. IGN are still not able to contest. Respect is getting poked out. Look at the pokes as well as the petrify coming up. There is a fight. Respect might go down. That will be a mega for that X-bot. Ito gets the killing spree as well, and they are diving in onto 3 people. The Morning Fury will be coming up by the Minotaur, and he is trying to buy as much time as possible. But Ryota is there to secure the kill. A 3-for-0 as well as another objective, a big one getting secured from the side of Team Armageddon Esports. That will be the first Lord.
Not going great for IGN. They are literally losing the fights. They're literally losing the objectives as well. The turret's falling down. Not a good thing, we can say. Again, Granger, look at the audacity. He's going in front of a Lapu Lapu as well as Forza without any fear. This is what he knows. He knows his damage spike is too great than them. He can outplay them easily. Therefore, he's just going out and no fear in his eyes. But here we are, another fight about to kick off because the Lord enforcing into the inhibitor. Blazings off, will be taking out the Lord, defending it, but could it defend the inhibitors?
Nah, it's only going to be the inhibitors remaining most probably. add to the most, unless the frontliner engages. But it looks like Armageddon, they will be sticking onto their discipline. Oh my goodness, the guy just went in as soon as I said, and that will be giving them the mid inhibitor at least. Monian Fury is to be used. Oh my god, Yito will be getting the kill. It will be a mega for him. The bravest fighter also being used up in order to retreat, and looks like Armageddon, they will be trying to go for another objective. That will be another inhibitor tower secured. So that overextension this time, it is paying them off.
That AOG literally played well because they managed to get 2 inhibitors with the help of the AOG, and they managed to get the Minotaur away as well. Again, Fedrin contesting for the 4 members, diving into it. At a sliver of it, will be taken down. Unstable for the Granger, going for a second kill. Maybe. No. 4 members will be backing up, but these minions will not be backing up. Kadita, boom, bam. Petri will be walking here. Lapu fall down. Armageddon going into the base. Featherista is walking here, clearing up the minions. Laning clear ability will be shown by the Fasa, but how many laning clear ability will be there? Right now in the cooldown, AOG come up, minion in the base, and the base will be falling down. It will be Armageddon who will be doing a reverse sweep tonight to take on the series with a 2-1 against IGN. A big win for Armageddon. They will be taking on the crown against IGN.
A big win, actually. Peachy, are you there? Did you just witness the gameplay coming up from the side of Team Armageddon? Absolute cinema.
Yes, I was talking about the push and pull of that, snowball, and Armageddon esports at a right spot. Like you're talking about the dart hitting the middle spot. I'm really liking how Team Armageddon esports rised from the challenge, defeating Team IGN. Look at that. I mean, they did manage to cut off the farm of Aaron the Creator, the Harith, which is crazy enough, and did not let Zhaojin coming in. Zhaojin, he struggled a lot giving up the sets, and he was the one who had to give up the sets. Other than that, the members were there to deal the damage, sitting at the comfortable. But when the set maker was not doing its work, the dominoes was falling down, and Team Armageddon Esports caught right onto it. What a play coming in, and looks like. What do you guys think about that? Let's start with Ash. Your energy was totally high, and I really love that.
My energy was high because I was not expecting the game to be end so soon. I thought second Lord will be there, third Lord may be there, but then that AOG plays literally, I mean, it was out of the blue. I mean, even Itami and me was not expecting that AOG over there. I thought they will be backing off. They will be not going for the inhibitors. That question I asked Itami, that will they manage to defend the inhibitor? Itami also told that no, inhibitor will be safe. I think the second tiers will be got down. Even that was in my mind as well. Blazing was on. Blazing got off. Then they managed to take down the inhibitor. Minions, actually, you know what? Lane channeling was too great at that moment. So they managed to take down the enemies. I mean, the IGN members, as well as managed to take down the base at that perfect moment. I think this thing goes to the draft phase. Well, I said you leaving out the Xbox while you have a Fedrin, banning the Hayabusa instead of the Xbox will maybe cost you the whole match. Look at that.
Yeah, I highly agree with that point, actually. Because, Xborg, it was just not for the Fredrin. They came up with the Minotaur, I guess, for the engages. If they were able to do it more onto the early phase, then maybe it would have been possible. But one thing I did notice from the side of Team IGN was when the first turtle fight was up, Zozen was not yet level 4. So the Monian Fury wouldn't have been coming up. And that is what exactly happened. They were losing onto that team fight, but they were securing the objective somehow. And Ito, he was able to keep up with the farm. So I guess it is safe to say that onto this game number 3, Xborg was the kryptonite.
Second thing I will point out, it was Granger as well. I mean, you could have get your Granger into your side. Iron has a beautiful Granger hand. He could have gone with the Granger at that moment. You went for the Lapu Lapu and Farsa. Farsa, it's okay. We went for the Farsa. But Lapu Lapu, it could have been Granger, or if you have been planning for the Harith, you could have gone for the Harith Phobias combo. It could have been a greater thing. But no, they just missed it out, Pichi. I think they couldn't utilize the second pick this time.
the draft was beautiful. Okay, the draft was really good coming in from both the sides, but the problem came towards the execution. And don't you guys agree? This game was definitely a absolute cinema moment. That was definitely for me, though. I mean, come on. Armegaddon esports, they are definitely leveling up, and I'm really liking it. So congratulations to team Armegaddon esports. Really looking forward for more. And let's see the tomorrow again. We will be back again at 7:30, guys. So don't forget. And oh, I did forget to mention that the giveaways are still on. Hashtag Mythic Showdown. Just type it down. You will be entered for the giveaway. And I hope you guys enjoyed the matches. Do let us know in the Instagram which team are you rooting for. We do post every day, right? So you guys know where to get the updates. And with that, let's take a break for the day and gear up for tomorrow. Itami and Ash, thank you for being here, and see you guys next time.
ये तारा इनको बहुत ही ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे परफेक्ट।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy!
Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे पॉपअप।
In time immemorial, the endless war destroyed the balance between yin and yang, plunging the Cadia Riverlands into chaos. As catastrophe loomed, a woman of destiny stepped forth, casting aside divinity for the plight of mortals.
Sacrifice for a fleeting moment of peace in the mortal realm. Does thine heart not regret?
To protect the realm. What is there to regret?
This day, destiny descends once more. Zutian the Ordained, of untold merit and unbound benevolence, preserver of peace and prosperity, unfaded by time. This day, let heaven and earth bear witness as the Phoenix ascends the throne, a realm united toward a new golden age.
From time forgotten to the new dawn, as long as I breathe, Shandu shall never fade!
Now you'll be the best sniper ever!
I'm sorry.
Leave me alone.
No! It's a decoy! Ever since that day, I vowed to keep you safe.
Rule with strength and conviction. Blossom with grace and compassion. My strategy spans centuries for those I silently guard. From ashes to empress, my rebirth is eternal. The phoenix reigns!
ये तारा इनको बहुत ज्यादा दिक्कत देने वाला है। थोड़ा सा फिर से यहाँ पर लौट आएंगे, अंदर जाएंगे पॉपअप।